Well, a pleasant good evening, everyone. Sorry about the false start. I had a headset failure, but we're ready to go. The Barnstormers hitched up the covered wagons, came through the mountain pass, and arrived safely in the wee hours of the morning here in Lexington, Kentucky, and ready to start off a three-game series against the original Lexington Atlantic League team, the Lexington Legends, the defending Atlantic League champions. And the last time that the Barnstormers faced Lexington, they were without several of their key players like Boog Powell and Tillman Pugh, but those guys are back, and the Barnstormers scored a lot of runs. They took 2 out of 3, scoring 31 times, batting .368 against the Legends in a 3-game series in Lancaster earlier in the month of June. Tonight, it will be Niall Ball to make the start for the Barnstormers in the opener of this 3-game series. He will match up against Brett Schneider, a right-hander who, like Niall, does not have a terribly long professional resume. Schneider making his first start of this season against Ball, who is making his 10th, and Niall has been very, very steady for the Barnstormers so far this campaign. Here are the starting lineups for our ball game here this evening. As I continue to try and rework the dials, I just had to reset some things here. For the Barnstormers, it will be Sean Dunston Jr. leading off in center. The second baseman batting number 2 is Melvin Mercedes. Kelly Dugan will bat third. He is playing first base. The cleanup hitter is Andretti Cordero. He will be the DH tonight. The right fielder batting fifth is Ladarius Clark. Colton Shavers batting sixth, doing the catching. Trayvon Robinson will make the start in left field and bat seventh. The shortstop hitting eighth is Anderson Felice. And Trace Lair will start at third base. He is batting ninth, with Niall Ball carrying a record of 3-3 and a 3.83 earned run average on the hill. And for Lexington tonight, Boog Powell leads off in center. Tillman Pugh is the left fielder batting number 2. The second baseman hitting third is Brandon Phillips, the 3-time National League All-Star, decided to play tonight. When you own the team and your brother's the manager, you can make such moves. It's his 41st birthday, and he decided to celebrate by being here and playing in tonight's contest. The first baseman is Isaias Tejeda. He is batting cleanup. The right fielder, Phil Irvin, batting number 5. Dwight Smith Jr., a recent arrival in Lexington, is the designated hitter batting 6th. Pete Jorgen, the catcher, batting 7th. Manuel Geraldo is the third baseman batting 8th. Cesar Cuevas will start at shortstop and bat 9th. And on the hill, right-hander Brett Schneider, a 27-year-old from Coral Springs, Florida. Now we'll send you down for the performance of our national anthem here this evening.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's that gleaming, whose broad stripes
our national anthem this evening at Wild Health Field. The Lancaster Barnstormers taking on the Lexington Legends in the opener of a 3-game series. We'll play daytime baseball tomorrow. We have a 12:05 start. And then once again, 6:35 to wrap things up here on Thursday. And once the Barnstormers get back home after the long trip back to Pennsylvania following our Thursday night game, the Barnstormers are home. They do not leave town again for a month, unless you want to consider York leaving town. 20 games at home, 5 in York out of the next 25. The next road trip for the Barnstormers leaving the area will be the final 3 days of July, and the Barnstormers will be traveling up to Staten Island for those 3. And then it's back home for a couple of more weeks with just one set of games in York and everything else taking place at Clipper Magazine Stadium. So I've talked about this for a while. The Barnstormers will start the second half next Tuesday night in York, and this is the stretch where the Barnstormers have to start winning games on a regular basis. They've got to get off to the fast start with all the games at home in the second half. Tonight, it's the Barnstormers in Lexington, 2 teams playing out the string in the first half. The Barnstormers are starting to come back together. Jake Hoover not in the lineup tonight, but he is available. And Scott Schumann has been reactivated for this series. So those are a couple of key elements if the Barnstormers are to make a run at everything here in the second half. So things do look a little bit brighter for the Barnstormers right now, but still, you've got to get Graham back. You want to get DiSabatino back. Tyler Sullentrop will be gone for the week. He had a wedding of either a relative or a very close friend to attend, so he'll be back for the start of next week. And Devon Torrance, we still await his return, which now is scheduled for Friday. The Barnstormers tonight will be led off by Sean Dunston Jr., the center fielder, who steps in batting .328 with 3 runs batted in, and he's still perfect. He has reached base safely in every game he has played for the Barnstormers since joining the club back on the 9th of June. He's reached base safely in all 15. He's hit safely in 14, and he takes a ball outside and low here from Brett Schneider. It is 1-0. Schneider, 27 years of age from Coral Springs, Florida, 6'1" and 195-pounder. He comes back and he gets one across. The count on Dunston now is a ball and a strike. Schneider making his first start of the season after 19 relief outings. He's covered 24 and 2/3 innings, 34 hits allowed, and 19 earned runs. He's walked 16. He has struck out 17. He gets another across on Dunston. And he's ahead of Sean. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Melvin Mercedes and Kelly Dugan scheduled to follow here in the top half of the first inning. The wind is blowing in from left field tonight. 1 hopper to the second baseman, Phillips. He will get the throw off. Dunston retired to start the game. 4-3. Sean is retired, and with 1 gone, the second baseman, Melvin Mercedes, will step in. So the son of one longtime National League infielder, grounding out to another longtime National League infielder. Mercedes digging in. 241 for Melvin with 4 homers. He has driven in 25 on the year. The motion and the delivery to Mercedes is slightly low for a ball, 1-0. Kelly Dugan, the Barnstormers' first baseman, waits on deck, and Dugan has an opportunity right now to take the Atlantic League home run lead in this series. Called strike. It is 1-1 because Courtney Hawkins is out with an injury. And Dugan back from the assortment of things that have ailed him, keeping him out of 10 games this year. To Mercedes inside and low, 2 balls and a strike. The Barnstormers not swinging very freely against Brett Schneider so far. They have seen him before. He threw an inning against the Barnstormers in Lancaster back on June 11th, and Lancaster got to him for 4 runs. To Mercedes, it is outside, and an edge to Melvin now at 3 balls and 1 strike. Mercedes 7 out of 14 in that series. Being given a lot of room in right center field. Schneider will deliver, and the 3-1 is outside. Dunston doesn't reach, but Mercedes does, and the Barnstormers have a one-out runner in the top half of the first inning. You look at the stat sheet, you see the 16 walks in 24 and 2/3 innings, and it looks like the Barnstormers are willing to look at Schneider for a while, see what he has here, and they're being very patient in this first inning. Dunston didn't swing until he had to with 2 strikes. Mercedes never took the bat off the shoulders, and now here is Dugan, 349, 21 home runs, 58 runs batted in, and he will look at a pitch across at the letters for a called strike. It is 0-1. Not only do the Barnstormers face a pitcher they haven't seen a lot, but they're also dealing with a home plate umpire with whom they're not familiar also. So trying to field both out in the early going. No balls and 1 strike to Dugan. Kelly will swing, and he will pop it up on the third base side. Over comes the third baseman, Geraldo. That one will fall in the seats. And Dugan now trailing it 0-2. Kelly had the great start over the weekend series against the Long Island Ducks. He hit 3 homers and drove in 5 runs in the first 2 games of that series. And then he slowed down. He was 1 for 7 the last 2 games. Wasn't getting good swings in. And when left-handed power hitters go into a slump, you'll see a lot of those foul pop-ups to the left side. The timing just gets a little bit off. This ball hit hard, but directly at the right fielder, Irvin. Dugan is retired. Mercedes ducks back into first, and the batter will be the designated hitter, Andretti Cordero. Cordero at 301 with 8 homers and 45 runs batted in. Guy, of course, who can play both first and third, and we have seen him make 1 start this year at second base. And he's such a better hitter when he plays on defense. He has a 17-game hitting streak when he's in the field, but batting below 200 for the year is the DH. Mercedes out to a lead. Schneider to the set, and he is inside to Andretti. It is ball 1, no strikes. Cordero was 6 out of 15 the last time these 2 teams got together, but the Legends just were not the Lexington Legends that weekend. They had to scramble and piece a team together. Cordero now gets hit in the back as he spins out of the way. The Barnstormers with their second base runner here in the opening inning, and Ladarius Clark will get an opportunity. Ladarius batting .293. He has 11 home runs, and he has driven in 32. The Ducks cooled Clark off a little bit. He was just 2 for 11 in that series. He did hit a solo home run in the first game on Saturday, one of 4 home runs that the Barnstormers hit in Saturday's opener. Runners lead off first and second. Schneider to Clark, and that ball is pounded out to center, but coming in to handle the line drive is the center fielder, Boog Powell. Well, the Barnstormers swing the bats well in the first inning. They waited out Schneider fairly well, but they come up empty. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners are left on base, and through a half an inning, it is Lancaster nothing, and Lexington is coming up.
This season offers a whole line of new items from Otto's Hospitality. Dig into the world-famous Nathan's Hot Dogs. Take a trip to Otto's Cantina for a walking taco or your favorite adult beverage. Enjoy a helmet of Otto's meatballs or a sausage with peppers from the Broken Bat Deck. For the sweet tooth, there are jumbo chocolate chip cookies, Skyline cotton candy, and ice cream novelties. Or simply snack on Emma's popcorn in a variety of exciting flavors. What a great way to savor your time at the ballpark, courtesy of Otto's.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Hardly a quiet top half of the first inning for the Barnstormers, but they couldn't get anything around the defense, leaving 2 runners aboard. And now Niall Ball will trying his hand at quieting this Legends ball club. Ball making his 10th start of the year, his 11th overall appearance. The 6-foot right-hander from the Atlanta suburbs has thrown 51 and 2/3 innings. He has allowed 47 hits. He has walked 17, and he has struck out 41. 3-3 his record. It could be better, and a 3.83 ERA. And I say that because he has had the short end of a 2-1 loss, and another game just 3 weeks later, he was not involved in the decision in a 2-1 loss. So Niall not always the most well-supported of the Barnstormers' starting pitchers. His last 3 starts, he is 2-0 with a 3.32 ERA. He has walked just 5, struck out 20, and allowed 13 hits in 19 innings. He's pitched very well in those 3 starts, and he has back-to-back quality starts. He's facing the left-handed batting center fielder, Boog Powell, and the first pitch from Niall is over at the knees for a called strike. It is 0-1. Powell, a one-time Oakland A and Seattle Mariner, batting .282, 6 home runs, 19 knocked in. Niall missing away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Barnstormers defensively with Trace Lair at third, Anderson Felice the shortstop, Melvin Mercedes at second, and Kelly Dugan is at first. The next offering foul to the left and clanking off metal in the stadium somewhere. Trayvon Robinson with the start in left. The center fielder is Sean Dunston Jr. Ladarius Clark is in right. Ball just inside. Powell's leaning out of the way. The count now 2-2 on the Lexington center fielder. He had a great year for Gastonia a year ago. Went to Long Island for the playoffs. He just stays alive, fouling off the next delivery from Niall. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the continuing count. Colton Shaver doing the catching this evening for the Barnstormers. Anthony Peroni and Jake Hoover available for duty later on should the need arise. Here's a 2-2 on Powell, and ball is outside. We go to 3-2, a long at bat for the Lexington leadoff hitter. Tillman Pugh, who had a fantastic season here a year ago, on deck. Powell crushes one but hooks it well foul over the horse stable they have as a party area down the right field line. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes on Herschel Mack Powell. That is his given name. And a 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball, second base. Mercedes will handle a high hop and fire on. Powell is retired. The out goes 4-3. It took 8 pitches to dispatch Boog Powell back to the dugout. And now Tillman Pugh, the left fielder, will step in. Pugh is hitting .276. He has 8 homers this year, 28 runs batted in. The Barnstormers did not have to contend with Powell or him the last time these 2 teams got together. Tillman Pugh, former 15th round pick for the New York Mets back in 2010. He's been in the unaffiliated league since 14. Ball's pitch is right there for a called strike. It is 0-1. In the unaffiliated leagues, he has hit .291 in his career with 96 homers and 388 runs batted in. This up the middle, hits the mound, giving Mercedes a chance. Melvin's sidearm throw, and that's in time at first. Tough break for Pugh. That thing was smoked and headed up the middle, and then it looked like it might have even hit the rubber. Popped up in the air. Mercedes, who hadn't given up on the play at all, got there. Pugh retired 4-3. And Brandon Phillips, on his 41st birthday, steps into the batter's box. He's 4 out of 17 this year. He's not playing as often as he did for the Legends a year ago. His brother, of course, is the manager. Brandon partially owns the team. And there's a little bit of a humorous story about him playing tonight. First delivery from ball is outside, 1-0. Brandon was sitting in the lobby. He was across from me, and I realized it was Brandon Phillips who was sitting there. Called strike, and the count levels at 1-1 just by the gist of the conversation. And at that same time, I was texting with his brother PJ, going over things like starting rotations, etc. Ball 2 is outside and low, 2-1, giving him updates on the rosters and so on. And I said, by the way, I think I'm sitting across from your brother. Well, truth was that Brandon was trying to surprise PJ with his presence here tonight. PJ did not know he was coming. I got the response from PJ, my brother's here? He wasn't supposed to be here tonight. I let the cat out of the bag, I'm afraid. Spoiler alert. 2-2, swung on and missed. Ball strikes out Brandon Phillips, the three-time National League All-Star. Nothing across. In the bottom half of the first inning, we're at the end of one, and there is no score here in Lexington.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Hey kids, join the coolest club in town, the Storm Force. The Storm Force is presented by the Lancaster Barnstormers and Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids under 12 get an entire summer of Barnstormers fun with 12 game tickets, a t-shirt and bag, the chance to go first when kids run the bases, exclusive activities, and coupons from Dutch Wonderland, Chocolate World, and more. Don't miss out on all the fun. Go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and sign up.
For the Barnstormers here in the top of inning 2, it will be Colton Shaver, Trayvon Robinson, and then Anderson Felice, 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order. Barnstormers pulled into town at about 2:45 in the morning. Everybody getting a chance to get a decent night's sleep in, and on top of that, a chance to explore downtown Lexington. We're at a different hotel, and the one we have stayed the previous 3 visits to this city, and Lexington has a beautiful downtown area. In fact, we are at the Hilton Hotel, and directly across from the front of the hotel is this lovely park, and on the other side of that is, of course, Rupp Arena, the home of the legendary University of Kentucky basketball team. It's a beautiful downtown area. Colton Shaver ready to get things underway against Brett Schneider here in the second. The wind blowing in tonight, and it's going to hold things up. This ballpark is kind of like Wrigley Field. It will play to the wind, and it's always strong here for whatever reason. Outside and low, ball 1-0. The last time we were here, the first 2 games, the wind was streaming out, and in the first game, you may recall, the Barnstormers had 15 extra base hits, including a franchise record 10 doubles. And then Sunday afternoon, with the wind blowing in, the Barnstormers were shut out. Next offering is a called strike on Shaver. 1-1 on the Lancaster catcher. 276 with 9 homers for the campaign. Batting in the number 6 slot in the order. The Barnstormers hit a couple balls, looked like fairly well in the first inning, and they went nowhere. That's scalded foul by Shaver. And it becomes 1 ball and 2 strikes on the club leader in 2 base hits. I have referred to him as the double-bladed Shaver. And for a good reason. Manuel Geraldo is the third baseman. He's close to the line. Cesar Cuevas at short, playing toward the hole. Brandon Phillips at second, near the middle. Isaias Tejeda is the first baseman. 1-2, look out. Colton has to get his head out of the way in a hurry. Ball turned back in on him, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tillman Pugh is in left. Boog Powell in center. Michael Irvin, the right fielder. And Pete Jorgen backing up Blake Swihart behind the plate here tonight. The Shaver, a swing and a miss at the fastball. Schneider strikes out his first, 1 away. And Trayvon Robinson, the left fielder, will come in. Hopefully, Trayvon can keep his work from Sunday going. He was the Barnstormers' offense in the 5-2 win over Long Island at Fairfield Properties Ballpark on Sunday. He was 3 for 4, scored 1 run, and drove in the other 4 on a pair of doubles. 243 now for the year with 5 two-baggers, 1 triple, and 11 runs batted in. Schneider into the motion. There's a sharp ground ball at Brandon Phillips. He'll come up firing. Robinson's retired. The second baseman both being kept busy here tonight. 2 outs, and shortstop Anderson Felice will come in. Anderson at 254. He has a pair of home runs. He has knocked in 24 on the campaign. We're scoreless here in the second inning. First of a 3-game series between the Barnstormers and the Legends. And this is our final trip to Lexington here in 2022. Feels like we get settled in and then have to leave again. But that's the case with all of these Southern Division cities. Breaking ball is inside, 1-0 on Felice. Whereas I could rent a place in York for all the times we play over there this year. Fastball is outside, ball 2. The Barnstormers only play each of the Lexington teams once here this year, and then 2 series at home. Whereas the Long Island Ducks will be here 3 different times in the month of July alone. Twice against one of the teams and once against the other. Felice has a 3-0 edge. Barnstormers had a couple of men reach back in the first inning. They couldn't do anything with it. Anderson will look and see a strike. And we go to 3-1. Trace Lair, the third baseman, waits on deck. I kidded with him about all the walks he drew toward the end of the Long Island series. 3-1. Felice goes for that and misses. 3-2 the count. Lair had walked 5 times in a row and then laid down a sacrifice bunt. So the last time he was up on Sunday, he just sizzled a 1-hopper over to Sam Travis, the first baseman, on the first pitch of the at-bat. And I asked him if he was tired of walking. He said, no, I'll take all the walks I can get. I just like the pitch. Ball 4 is low. Felice becomes a 2-out Barnstormers base runner here in the top of the second. Lancaster hasn't been able to light up Schneider, but that's the third base runner they've had due to some control issues. He's walked 2 and hit another. The batter is Lair. Trace at 219 with 4 doubles. He has 1 home run. He has driven in 10. That home run was hit against Lexington. Here is the set, and to Lair, it is across for a strike. It is 0-1. He got the letters, did Schneider. Sean Dunston Jr., the center fielder, waiting on deck. Schneider doing a reasonable job, despite the 2 walks in the HBP, keeping his pitch count down so far. Pickoff throw to first, and Felice able to dive back in. That throw was never a huge threat. High set by Schneider with Felice leading off first. He's going to stay around. Swing and a miss by Lair. That was seemingly up toward his neck, if not above. 0-2 on the Lancaster third baseman. The Barnstormers in the lineup tonight have the first through third hitters and the 7 through 9 hitters, all batting left-handed and all right-handed in the middle. Pitch is outside. Felice takes off. A high throw to second. Jorgen had a chance, but he loses him. Anderson Felice in with his second steal of the year in 3 tries. And Trace Lair with an opportunity to pick up the first run of the ball game, though it's a limited opportunity because the count is already 1-2 to him. Looking to add to his total of 10 runs batted in. Felice leads from second. Schneider gives a check, gives another. And a Lair, ball 2 is inside and low. It didn't break free from Jorgen, and Lair holds up the stop sign to Anderson Felice, the base runner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the third baseman, Lair. He's a left-handed batter all the way, as are Dunston and Dugan, the other 3 switch hitters. The motion and a Lair line drive toward left center field. That's in for a base hit. Nice job cutting that off by Tillman Pugh, and he will hold Lair to a single but it drives in the run, and the Barnstormers collect the early 1-0 lead. That looked like an extra base hit to the gap. Tillman Pugh went a very long way at a perfect angle to cut it off and keep Lair from thinking about stretching it into a double. Sean Dunston Jr. will get his second look at Brett Schneider now. 2 outs with the runner at first. Lair has his 11th run batted in. The stolen base pays off. The Barnstormers with the 1-0 lead. Dunston grounded out to Phillips the first time up, and now takes a strike to the outside corner. It is 0-1. Cedric Coleman, the plate umpire, slightly deliberate in calling the strike, but you can see it when he makes that call. To Dunston, that is a second strike on the outer edge. Sean trails 0-2. 2 outs, runner on. Barnstormers with the first run of the ball game, and that is so important for whatever reason to this club. Here's the delivery. The runner goes. It doesn't matter. Dunston couldn't hold on the swing. So he goes down on strikes. Final out of the inning is recorded, but the Barnstormers pick up the run on the RBI single by Trace Lair. Clutch 2-out RBI hit. Those have been missing parts of this season. No errors and 1 runner left on base. We're in the middle of the second inning. The Barnstormers with the 1-0 lead over the Lexington Legends.
Are you sick and tired of washers that don't use enough water or take 2 hours to clean and don't last more than a few years? Well, come into Gockenauer's in East Petersburg now and let us show you the Speed Queen commercial grade laundry. Built the old-fashioned way with warranties up to 7 full years. Gockenauer's will deliver and install your new Speed Queen, and we know you'll be fully satisfied with your purchase. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg, your hometown dealer for 73 years.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Knockoffs, copycats, imitators. They all share one thing in common. They always pale in comparison next to the true original. Just like the stylish and versatile Lexus RX. The crossover that paved the way for others. And it's still the best for one simple reason. Nothing else is as good as the original. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Isaias Tejeda will lead off the second inning for the Lexington Legends, facing Niall Ball, who's in his second season as a Barnstormer. Niall 3-6 last year and an even 500 record, 3-3 this season. He does have a win against the Legends. He beat them 10-2 3 starts ago. Now facing Tejeda, a .240 hitter this year with 4 homers and 20 driven in. First pitch strike to the inside corner. It's 0-1. Tejeda was a sensational player for the York Revolution for 4 years. He played 339 games for the Revs, hit .326. He had 102 doubles, 51 homers, and 225 runs batted in. Grounded to third, gobbled up by Lair going to his left. And the throw on line. Ball retires his 4th in a row. And now we'll face Phil Irvin, the right fielder for the Legends tonight. .251 hitter is Irvin with 5 homers, 26 driven in. He is a former Cincinnati Red and a former Cincinnati Reds first-round draft choice. They have some first-round picks in this team. First pitch. Oh, Niall Ball hits somebody. It's not a novelty. The pitch got away. He hits Irvin, puts the runner on. And the streak broke a few starts ago, but that is now the 9th time in 10 starts that Niall Ball has hit a batter. 9 starts out of 10, he has hit somebody. He gets it out of the way early. He's hit only one in each of those starts. It was Lexington where he avoided hitting a batter. Now a pitch outside to Dwight Smith Jr. We have not seen Smith before. He's been at the major league level also, playing for Toronto and the Orioles from 2017 to 20. Left-handed batter. Throw to first base. Diving back in is Irvin. And Smith was released by the Chicago White Sox out of AAA Charlotte. Then he went to Mexico for a while before coming here. That was a name that caught my eye. Checking the release list, pick-off throw to first again, and Irvin, who has 15 stolen bases and has been caught only twice, is back in, so he'll be a challenge if he goes. 1 ball, no strikes. The count to Dwight Smith Jr. He's 2 for 7 since arriving in Lexington. Fastball is high, and ball trailing now at 2-0. He retired 4 in a row, 3 on ground balls, and now having some issues of his own with control. Ball hasn't walked that many. He's averaged below 3 per 9 innings on the year. 2 balls and nothing. He gets it over. Now 2-1 on Dwight Smith Jr. in the lineup tonight as the designated hitter. But a left-handed batting outfielder. The Barnstormers will finally have 4 outfield slots filled up on Friday. They haven't at various times this year. Throw to first, and diving back in once again is Irvin. Ball is really intent on keeping him close. Sean Dunston Jr. made his Barnstormers debut on June 9th, and 3 days after that, Devon Torrance had to go home and deal with family issues. Bouncer foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it was one of the few times this year the Barnstormers have had 4 healthy outfielders. It just hasn't occurred all that often. They got Robinson in when Boyd left. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Smith. The runner holds. The pitch is inside. Good stop made by Shaver. 3-2, and my guess is that Irvin takes off on this pitch. We'll see if they challenge the batter even on the strikeout. 3-2, the count to Smith. Irvin, the runner at first, good size lead. Does ball fire over there again? Niall working from the far first base side of the rubber. The runner holds, and ball 4 is inside. That will get away from Shaver, not far enough to do any more damage than the walk. And now Niall has to contend with runners at first and second for the catcher, Pete Jorgen. A .267 hitter with 4 runs batted in. Infield will set at double play depth. The ground balls were coming with regularity for Niall until this brief stretch of control problems. He'll go to work on Jorgen. Line drive off the glove of the second baseman, Mercedes, who had a double play right there, and he flubbed the line drive. He took his eye off the ball for a split second. A run scores. That was a double play, potentially even a triple play, had there not been any outs in this inning. And Mercedes right now could kick himself. The ball right off of his glove. He was near second base. He was going to get there before Irvin had a chance to get back and simply took his eye off it. It will be an E4 on Mercedes on the catch. Irvin scores. Smith, the runner at second. Jorgen is aboard at first. Well, they're giving it a hit and an error on that play, which, okay. So it's 1-1. 1 out in the inning. Swing and a miss by Manuel Geraldo, the third baseman, batting from the left side. Now they've taken the hit off the board. So it's simply E4 on the catch. That's a continuous play. It had to be one or the other. Smith at second, Pete Jorgen the runner at first. And I know the official score here. Hugh Davis is a veteran. He knows that. 1 strike on Geraldo. Ball comes to the plate, and that is fouled back. It is 0-2. I mean, Niles simply out of the inning right there. And Melvin Mercedes, who's about as sure-handed as a player comes, missed the line drive. He was just about standing on top of second base. I'm sitting here salivating, rubbing my hands together, enjoying the moment, and the ball got away. Up and away. It makes it 1-2 on Geraldo. 2 on, 1 out in the inning. A hit batter, a walk, and a drop line drive, but not just dropped. It came off his glove and rolled into right field. Had it been dropped and picked back up, they still could have turned 2. Fastball is outside. Ball struggling against Geraldo now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shortstop Cesar Cuevas waits in the on-deck circle. A run home in the inning. It's tied now at 1. At first and second with 1 out. Ball has some work left to do. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Geraldo. Nile to the set. He'll bring it home, and it's fouled back off the wrists. We will continue at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barnstormers and the Lexington Legends in a tie ball game. Lower half of the second inning. Knowing Mercedes, he wants another chance. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the offering swung on and missed. Geraldo goes down. Second strikeout for ball in the game, and Cuevas will step in. The shortstop batting .216. He has hit 1 home run. He has driven in 18 on the year. And this is a guy whose previous professional baseball experience was in the United Shore League back in 2020. That 4-team league up in Michigan that's produced, among other people, Donald Goodson. And he batted .154 there. That was during the pandemic year. He hasn't hit overly well here with the Legends. Swinging a foul ball rifled straight back. No balls and a strike. The count on Cuevas. He's 3 out of 5 in the last 2 games. That snaps him out of a 15 for 85 slump that had really sagged his batting average. He has Smith at second, Jorgen at first, 2 outs in the inning. The set and the pitch. Slider gets across. Ball with the advantage now at 0-2. Boog Powell, the center fielder, waits on deck. Lower half of inning 2 here in Lexington. Ball trying to squirm out of what has been a problematic inning. He set it up by hitting Irvin and walking Smith. Got him. A swing and a miss at the slider. Cuevas fans, ball has struck out his 3rd, but a run does score without a base hit. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. The Barnstormers had the chance at a really big break, a hit and run, line drive right at Mercedes, and he misplayed that liner, and it accounts for the first run for Lexington. We're at the end of 2, and the score is tied at 1.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, Local Flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, Local Flavor. Localflavor.com, Local Flavor.
Third inning of baseball, and the Barnstormers find themselves in a 1-1 tie with the Lexington Legends. Melvin Mercedes, Kelly Dugan, and Andretti Cordero, the slated hitters, against Brett Schneider as we go into the top half of the third inning. Pitch counts are roughly even for the two starters tonight. Ball is completely stretched out. We know that because the last time Niall took the hill, which was against the York Revolution a week ago tonight, he threw 118 pitches in 7 innings of work. Well, here is Mercedes. Melvin, a walk back in the first inning. Dugan hit the ball hard, but directly at the right fielder, Irvin, and then Cordero was hit by a pitch. Ladarius Clark lined to center to close it out. Schneider has 2 strikeouts to go along with the 2 walks. Lair, the only Barnstormer base hit. Mercedes awaiting a pitch. That is at the knees, strike 1 called. Schneider went 4 1/3 innings in relief against the Wild Health Genomes here last Wednesday. Mercedes goes the other way, a deep drive out toward left center field. That ball splits the seam and rolls all the way to the wall. Mercedes will glide into second with his 9th double of 2022, his 16th extra base hit. And he gives the Barnstormers a lead run at second with nobody out. Kelly Dugan coming to the plate. Dugan line to right back in the first inning. Barnstormers trying to retake the lead in the third. Mercedes at second base. Dugan at the very least trying to get the ball on the right side, but he'd like to knock in this run himself. Cordero waiting on deck, and then Clark. So you've got the meat of the order up with a runner already on. There's a smash to second. Phillips will look toward third. No play there. Dugan with a productive out. Mercedes is ahead to third base with 1 down. It's up to Cordero to pick up the run now. Andretti never had a chance to do anything back in the first inning. He just took one in the shoulder blades from Schneider. 1 out, and over at third base is Melvin Mercedes. Cordero knocked in 5 runs in the last series. The Barnstormers played the Legends. Infielders come up about halfway, outside and low, and it is ball 1 on Cordero. The Barnstormers, who were not attacking Schneider so much early in the game, certainly are in this third inning. Cordero pops it up. It'll come back over my head here. It is a ball and a strike. The Barnstormers are up there to swing here in this third. Mercedes jumped on the second pitch for the long double to left center. Dugan went after the first. Cordero at a ball and a strike. And he went for the first thing that came close to the plate. 1-1, smash past the shortstop Cuevas, a base hit to left center. Mercedes jogging home, and the Barnstormers retake the lead at 2-1. Andretti Cordero knocks in his 46th run of the season with a smash too far to the left of the shortstop Cesar Cuevas. Ladarius Clark will come to the plate. Cordero did not get a base hit as the DH in the first game on Saturday. Outside of that, he's hit in 10 of 11. Clark swings and hits one a mile high over the left side of the infield. Calling for it, the third baseman, Geraldo. He makes the catch. That was up there. Colton Shaver to the plate. Shaver fanned back in the second inning after sizzling one foul down the third base line. Cordero, the runner at first, with 2 outs in the inning. Yeah, like the Barnstormers, they're 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position in the game. Leading by 1 here in the top half of the third inning. 2-1 the score. Shaver standing in with Cordero at first and 2 outs. Here is the set and a Colton. The first pitch is slightly high. Ball 1 and no strikes. 3 hits for the Barnstormers in the game. The singles by Laren Cordero, the double by Mercedes, and they've all been hit hard. Shaver awaits, and he'll swing and miss at a breaking ball. The count levels at 1 each. Will be the top of the order. Powell, Pugh, and Phillips scheduled to face Niall Ball in the bottom of this inning. The Colton Shaver foul ball back to the top of the screen. One and two, the count to Shaver, whose extra base hit spree has slowed down, but that to some extent was by walks. Little roller up the first base side. That thing spins back fair, and Schneider was aware of the possibility. It hit the rug in foul territory and cued back into fair ground. One unassisted for the out. Somewhat of a tough break for Colton Shaver there. Heads up baseball by the pitcher, Brett Schneider, to be ready for that interesting kick. It ends the inning with a run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 2.5 innings in the books here tonight. The Barnstormers back ahead of the Legends by the score of 2-1.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries, plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Get out of the heat and dive under the sea this summer with Disney's Little Mermaid at Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Join Ariel on her adventure from the sea through the human world. Based off a 1989 animated film, Disney's Little Mermaid will keep kids young and old entertained. Performances are Tuesday through Sunday with matinee and evening show options available. Each performance also includes a buffet-style meal prior to the show. Call Dutch Apple Dinner Theater at 717-898-1900 or visit us at DutchApple.com to reserve your tickets today.
The Barnstormers back ahead by a run as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. Powell, Pugh, and Phillips, the same trio that faced the right-hander Niall Ball back in the first inning, will step in to face him here in the third. First of a 3-game series between interdivisional rivals. The Barnstormers had a rough time against the Legends here last year. They won 1 of the 6 games. The other 5, they got trounced against the Legends here at what is now known as Wild Health Field. Boog Powell in to lead off the third inning, 4-3. The one game won by the Barnstormers, they took in extra innings last year, 6-5. Lexington reached double figures in all the rest of those games. First pitch, strike to the outside corner on Powell. It is 0-1. Ball giving up an unearned run last inning. Peers in, getting the sign from Colton Shaver. Here is the motion, and to Powell, it is a ball off the outside edge, though Niall did not miss by too much there. 2-1, Lancaster leading, third inning of baseball. Powell rips a liner foul into an open area down the right field side, an area where in many facilities you would find the bullpens. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Boog Powell. Ball deals, and it's slightly up. 2-2 the count. Powell last year with Gastonia hit .342 with 10 homers and 52 runs batted in. He was 10 for 26 against the Barnstormers. He was not there yet for the opening weekend series. Swing and a miss. Down goes Powell. That is the 4th strikeout for Nile tonight. And with 1 gone, Tillman Pugh, the left fielder, will step in. The pattern somewhat broke against the Long Island Ducks back on over the weekend. Really, the last 3 games of that series, just 18 strikeouts for Barnstormers pitching. But prior to that, they had averaged better than 11 strikeouts a game for 11 games. And Ball starts to pick that pace back up. Line drive right to Mercedes. That one is secured. Pugh lines out. 2 up and 2 down in the 3rd. And Brandon Phillips will step to the plate. He struck out back in the 1st inning. You get the impression that Phillips is really enjoying life right now. He loves this whole idea of being an owner and playing when he feels like. When you're a part owner of a team, you play when you feel like it. I mean, it's his 41st birthday. He wants to celebrate doing something bad to Nile Ball here. First pitch is high and inside to Phillips. Ball 1 and no strikes. I mean, if I could have done that on my 41st birthday, I would have too. What was I doing on my 41st birthday? Probably shoveling snow because I'm a winter kid, 1 ball, no strikes to Phillips. And on the hands and foul to the net, 1-1. He had a grand slam against the Barnstormers here last year. I think Augie Silk was the victim. Augie not with the ball club on this trip as he pitched on Sunday, so why make that long bus ride? Augie, I might be wrong about that, but I think you were the victim. To Phillips inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on here in the lower half of the 3rd inning. Augie stayed back. Eric Manoah stayed back. Eric's making the start on Friday. Here's a 2-1. Check swing as ball 3 comes in high. Phillips, a decided edge now at 3-1. Isaias Tejeda waits on deck. As I mentioned earlier, Tyler Sullentrop not here, and nor is Devon Torrance. 3-1. Ball hits Phillips. Well, that's 2. 2 outs, runner at first, and Tejeda will step in. Well, it is the first time Nile has hit 2 batters in the same game. Maybe that'll break the spell. Tejeda grounded out to Trace Lair back in the 2nd inning. Barnstormers 2-1. Phillips aboard here in the 3rd inning. And, he has a stolen base this year. But maybe you can steal at 40, but not at 41. I'm not sure. Dugan holds him, and Phillips not out to a big lead. The offering is across for a strike. 0-1 the count on Tejeda. I still get a twitch when I hear the name Isaias Tejeda because he did so much to the Barnstormers during his time at York. On to the outside corner. Great spot from Ball. It's 0-2. This year, though, Tejeda is 2 for 13 with an RBI in the season series. I'll never forget, years ago, he got into it during a brawl. Rami Lewis was involved, and he got into it, did Tejeda, with Trayvon Robinson. They were the guys tossed from the game. Fouled back into the seats up along the first base line. It'll continue 0-2. But as heated as it was at that time, at that moment, they've all forgotten about it, or mostly forgotten about it. Baseball brawls are a little more memorable than hockey brawls. They always talk about hockey brawls. Two guys get into it, draw 5-minute majors. The next thing you know, they're having a beer together after the game. Swing and a miss. Tejeda goes down, succumbing to a ball slider. And Nile has struck out 5 here in the first 3 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 3 here at Lexington, the Barnstormers have a 2-1 lead over the Legends.
Hi everyone, Adam Gockenauer from Gockenauer Appliances, and I'm excited to tell you about a new addition to the Gockenauers family this summer season. We are now selling Titus Gas Grills. Titus Gas Grills gives you a high quality, all stainless steel grill at an affordable price, and the best thing is you can assemble it yourself in just 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. Stop by to see this great grill now and mention this ad to receive a free gas grill cover with your Titus Grill purchase. Gockenauers in East Petersburg.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Through 3 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits, an error, and the Barnstormers have left 4. 1 run on no hits with no errors and 3 left for the Lexington Legends. Top half of the 4th inning, Trayvon Robinson will be followed by Anderson Felice and Trace Lair. This is where the Barnstormers picked up their first run of the game. Brett Schneider, he's been averaging about an inning and 2/3 per relief performance. So likely able to go 5 innings. They're certainly planning on it, and he has kept the pitch count down to 46. Ball is at 49, but Nile has displayed a great deal of durability. I mentioned a week ago tonight, 119 pitches. Here's the delivery. It is outside to Robinson, who slapped a sharp grounder to the second baseman Phillips, his first time through. 2-1 Lancaster here in the 4th. Schneider to Robinson, the 1-0 pitch is wider, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Plenty of action around the Atlantic League on this Tuesday. Gastonia leading Wild Health 2-0, bottom half of the 4th inning. The Honey Hunters, at some point, will wrap up the first half, but the magic number is still 1 or 2. We think it's 1. I'd have to pursue the season series between the 2 ball clubs. Gastonia has won a lot against High Point, I know that. If they clinched the first half series, I'd have to dig into it. But conceivably, Gastonia could wrap it up tonight. High Point doing its part, though, 5-0 over Charleston in the 4th inning. Another sharp ground ball by Robinson. This one, though, right to Tejeda. And there is 1 man gone in the 4th with Anderson Felice to step in. Felice walked and scored back in the 2nd inning. York and Southern Maryland are scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Nick Travieso against Mackenzie Mills. And Long Island and Staten Island, no score in the bottom of the 4th. That is Sean Tarpley against Dakota Freeze on Staten Island. To Anderson Felice, swinging a high pop fly, charging over the left fielder Pugh into foul territory, trying to slide underneath the shortstop Cuevas. And it's just a foul ball. Nobody could quite corral it. And Anderson Felice will bat it, no balls and a strike. Gastonia has McKinney on the mound against Max Povsey. And it's Nick Evangelista going for High Point against Weichel. We haven't seen Charleston. We don't know who they have. It's an entirely different ball club. As a matter of fact, a lot of the team they had last year, with the exception of the two-player coaches, Joe Testa and Scott Kelly, came here with the Genomes. They came here with Mark Minikazzi. 0-1, and Felice drives a fly ball here to left center. Got way too far underneath that, and Boog Powell is there for the grab. 2 up and 2 down. Bringing on Trace Lair, who singled home the first Barnstormers run back in the second inning. Top of the fourth, and it's 2 very quick outs for Brett Schneider. Barnstormers have decided to attack the right-hander. And they're swinging, for the most part, pretty early in the count. 2-1 Barnstormers. Here's the pitch to Lair into what we'll call the dirt. And as you know, it's all carpet here, so not dirt. This is the more modern version of artificial turf, which, of course, when it started, it was just the traditional grass areas on a baseball field. But now 4 of the teams in this league, Staten Island, the 2 clubs here, and actually High Point and Gastonia, so 5 teams in this league, play on this entirely carpeted surface where even the historically dirt portions of the field are also artificial. Fastball outside to Lair. Sean Dunston Jr., the center fielder, waiting on deck. Lancaster up by 1 here in the top half of the fourth inning. The motion and the pitch. Lair will take that. A called strike. Well, Schneider has not had to work terribly hard so far. He did throw 20 pitches in the run-scoring second inning. Very quick through the third and fourth. Lair with a pop-up lobbed back over my head, and it's 2-2 to Trace. Theoretically, a ball could get in the press box here. Not as easily as Staten Island, where, by the way, it was this guy who almost wiped me out when we were at Community Park. 2-2 to Lair. There's a number off his foot. Ouch, ouch, ouch. He's just coming back from one bad bruise and just gave himself another. Two balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting infielder playing third base for Ross Peoples here tonight. 2-2 is on the way. Lair pops this up, and it will carry past the seats on the third base side and glance off the rooftop. Long at bat now for Trace, extending the top of the fourth inning, giving Ball a little bit more of a breather. Weird night for Ball. He's hit 2, walked 1, and struck out 5. Just getting a piece is Lair. He continues at 2 balls and 2 strikes against Brett Schneider. Lair and Cordero with RBI singles. Mercedes, the lone extra base hit of this game so far. A booming double to the opposite field. 2-2 to Lair. Gets the outside corner. Breaking ball clipped the edge. Lair is gone on strikes after a lengthy at bat. Third strikeout for Schneider. Nothing doing in the top of the fourth for the Barnstormers. And now through 3 1/2, it is Lancaster 2 and Lexington 1.
It's no longer about answering the most emails or pulling the most all-nighters. It's about prioritizing what's most important.
Hey, Lexus, give me directions to Eagles Peak Hiking Trail. Calculating route.
That's why the Lexus NX has an interface engineered to understand you and an available 14-inch touchscreen that's simpler and more intuitive. The Lexus NX. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Availability and accuracy of navigation system depends on many factors. Data charges may apply.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Remember, this coming weekend is Lebanon County weekend at Clipper Magazine Stadium. And you will be able to buy your Lebanon Iron Masters gear. The Barnstormers will dress in Lebanon Iron Masters jerseys the entire weekend. The 3-game set coming up against the Staten Island Ferry Hawks at Clipper Magazine Stadium. And then we'll go to York for a couple, 4th and 5th of July, and then bounce back to Lancaster. And boy, are we home. Midweek for 3 straight weeks and 3 straight weekends. 20 games at home in the month of July, 5 over in York, and then the final 3 days of the month, the Barnstormers are at Staten Island. Here's Phil Irvin, the right fielder. He was hit by a pitch and scored the unearned run against Ball back in the 2nd inning. Ball has hit 2 so far tonight. Sharp breaking ball back to the inside corner for a strike. It is 0-1. 50th pitch thrown by Nile here this evening. New promotion put on the calendar for July the 14th. You want to check this one out online. But it's the night we're going to celebrate the three-peat in the Ballpark Digest Best of the Ballparks competition. Clipper Magazine Stadium being voted the best for the 3rd consecutive season. Second strike called on Irvin, 1 and 2. And that night, tickets are going to be $3 and selected craft beers for $3. Here's a 1-2. That ball is yanked out to left field. Coming on is Robinson. He'll make the catch. Irvin hit that off balance. It looked pretty good off the bat, but never really had much of a chance to go anywhere, especially the way the wind is blowing in. One out here is the DH, Dwight Smith Jr. He picked up the only walk issued by Ball so far tonight. That came back in the 2nd inning. That inning went hit, batter, walk, error, and then Ball got out of it with a pair of strikeouts against the 8 and 9 hitters. Fastball missing a little bit, either up or away, maybe both. And it's ball 1-0. The count on the DH Smith in his 3rd game with the Lexington Legends. Fouls it off to the left side. And we go to even now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Smith last year was in the red system. He played at Louisville. Batted .221. Another foul off to the left, 1 and 2. Now here's an interesting fact for you. Phil Irvin and Dwight Smith, back-to-back in this batting order. They're 4-year major leaguers, different clubs, but with virtually identical stats if you look at batting average, home runs, and runs batted in. Swing and a miss. Ball chalks up number 6. And he is hot when it comes to striking out batters, not just tonight, but this is the 4th straight start in which he has struck out 6 or more. He's gone 6-6-8 and 6 again here tonight. 2 outs, Pete Jorgen, the batter. It was Jorgen who hit the line drive that got away from Mercedes, allowing the run to score back in the 2nd inning. Ball fires and pops a strike to the inside corner, 0-1. Anyway, back to Irvin and Smith. At the major league level, Philip Irvin hit .247 with 17 homers, 68 runs batted in. Partial swing, he went too far. I think the pitch was there as well. It's 0-2. So .247, 17 and 68 for Irvin. Dwight Smith Jr., .248, also with 17 homers and 68 runs batted in. I thought I had forgotten to change the page. I looked back. Oh, the batting average was different. Irvin did it with the Cincinnati Reds and the Seattle Mariners, and Smith, the Blue Jays and the Orioles. Here's a 1-2. Ground ball, third base. Belt high hop, fielded by Lair. He throws out Jorgen, who got down the line pretty quickly. Ball retires the side in order here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. And through 4 in Lexington, the Barnstormers stay ahead by the score of 2-1.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Five in a row set down by Brett Schneider. Niall Ball has gotten 8 of the last 9. It's turned into somewhat of a pitcher's duel. 2-1, Lancaster leads through 4. And for the Barnstormers, top of the order coming back around in the 5th inning, Dunston, Mercedes, and Dugan. Schneider remaining out there. So by all appearances, he will get the required 5 innings in to protect Smith's time in the lineup tonight, or he could be designated to go to a defensive spot. And the Barnstormers need to do likewise for Andretti Cordero. Both pitchers have been reasonably efficient. I have them at 60 pitches through these 4 innings. Schneider, making his first start of the year, might not go past 5, but definitely looks like he should be able to get through 5. Meanwhile, the throw down from Pete Jorgen ends up being collected by the center fielder Powell. He missed Brandon Phillips entirely. 41st birthday, you're not making that leap. You're not even thinking about it. Nope, no siree. Here's Dunston. 0 for 2 tonight. His streaks are becoming jeopardized here. He has grounded out and he has struck out so far. Schneider deals inside and low. Ball 1, no strikes to Sean. Melvin Mercedes has had a nice night on offense, and then Kelly Dugan's hit the ball pretty hard twice, but nothing to show for it. 1-0 from Schneider. He is high and outside. Ball 2 and no strikes. And I'm sure that P.J. Phillips is looking for any signs of potential fatigue. His pitching coach is part of the starting rotation, J.J. Hoover. Here's a 2-0. Dunston goes after it and hits a pop fly behind second. Phillips retreats, and he will be there to make the catch. Dunston is gone. 6 in a row now set down by Schneider. Mercedes has not been retired yet. He has walked and he has pounded a double to the gap in left center field. Hardest hit ball tonight on either side by quite a bit. He scored the tie-breaking run back in the 3rd inning. 9 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs for the 5'7" second baseman on the year. Schneider's pitch finds the inside corner, a good-looking fastball. It is 0-1. Lancaster split the 4-game series with the Ducks over the weekend. Before that, they split the 2 they got in against the York Revolution. Ball is inside. Mercedes bats at 1-1 here. But prior to that, they were swept by the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs as the Blue Crabs just marched on to the first half title in the North. 1-1 offering. Tickles the outside corner. Mercedes asking Cedric Coleman where he thought that was, because Mercedes clearly indicating he thought the pitch was outside. 1-2. Melvin, knees bent, awaiting the delivery. Schneider peering in to get the sign from Jorgen. And pitcher and catcher can't get together, so batter steps away. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out in the inning. Mercedes pulls a ground ball to Phillips. The veteran second baseman, well, he wanted some action on his birthday. He's getting it in the field. 2 up and 2 down. The Barnstormers have hit 4 ground balls to him and 1 pop-up now. Here is Dugan. Kelly is lined to right and grounded to second. He's gone into what, by his standards in 2022, is a slump. He's just 1 out of his last 10 now and bounds that one foul off his foot. No balls and a strike. He closed out Saturday night's first game after being hit by a pitch and homering twice with a fly ball to deep left against the left-hander Tyler Webb. And then in game 2 of that doubleheader, he struck out 3 times, twice against Beckman, the lefty starter. It is down and in. Dugan bats at 1-1. He was 1 for 4 on Sunday and 0 for 2 tonight. Fairly loud 0 for 2. The pitch, Dugan will take that well off the outside corner. 2 balls a strike. Andretti Cordero has been a thorn to Schneider so far tonight. Wade's on deck. Barnstormers 2 and Legends 1, playing the top half of the 5th inning. And a Dugan 2-1. That is upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Dugan, the last time we were here, hit a ball off the Pepsi sign above the picnic deck in right field. That is a long way back there. Tonight, you might not be able to reach it with the wind blowing in as it is. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Dugan bats at 3-2. The Barnstormers' last base runner was Cordero with the RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Only 1 ball hit past the infielders since that time. Now, once again, Schneider and Jorgen can't quite get together. Dugan awaits the 3-2 out of that now very familiar wide open stance. Here's the payoff pitch. Kelly swings and fouls that one off. It will stay 3-2. The Legends don't play him to pull, which is somewhat surprising. They're straight up against Kelly. Once again, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the payoff pitch. This is popped up off to the left side and out of play. Full count holding on the Lancaster first baseman. And we haven't said this very often this year because it hasn't been true very often this year, but it does look like his timing is slightly off right now. 3-2 is coming. That is also fouled away. He's spoiling a lot of Brett Schneider deliveries. Cordero in the on-deck circle looking for a chance here this inning. Dugan continues to bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The wind, Schneider to the plate. And that ball is swung on and hit to right field, but he got under it. Galloping over is Irvin to make the catch, ending the inning. Nothing across in the top half of the 5th. We're through 4.5, halfway through regulation. Schneider has retired 8 in a row here through the middle innings, but the Barnstormers still hold the 2-1 lead.
Get out of the heat and dive under the sea this summer with Disney's Little Mermaid at Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Join Ariel on her adventure from the sea through the human world. Based off a 1989 animated film, Disney's Little Mermaid will keep kids young and old entertained. Performances are Tuesday through Sunday with matinee and evening show options available. Each performance also includes a buffet-style meal prior to the show. Call Dutch Apple Dinner Theater at 717-898-1900 or visit us at DutchApple.com to reserve your tickets today.
Being over 55 does not mean a ticket, it means 10 with the Silver Stormers Club presented by the Lancaster Barnstormers and Audiology Associates of Lancaster. Anyone 55 and over can enjoy baseball action at every Tuesday home game for only $50 on the season. that is nearly a 70% savings. Members also receive a special Silver Stormers t-shirt to wear proudly at the stadium. For more information or to sign up, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and look in the season tickets section.
Manuel Geraldo, Cesar Cuevas, and Boog Powell facing Niall Ball as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. A narrow lead for the Barnstormers. It is just 2-1 here tonight. Only 3 hits for Lancaster, and Lexington still seeks its first. Colton Shaver fires on down, and Geraldo will get things underway in the Lexington half of the fifth inning. 6 strikeouts so far tonight for Niall. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth inning. Beautiful night for baseball here in Lexington. The temperature's only in the middle 70s as we got action underway tonight. Tomorrow for the day game, we're expecting a high of about 88, and then Thursday, we're going to hit the 90s in Kentucky. Not exactly foreign for the last day of June. Geraldo, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Ball missing away to him, 1-0. Niall's biggest problem tonight has been the HBP. He hit Irvin in the second and Phillips in the third. He is inside and low here. 2 balls and no strikes to Manuel Geraldo. That ball has gotten 8 of the last 9. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Fouled at the plate. Geraldo will walk that off. It didn't look like it caught him terribly flush. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lancaster took 2 of 3 from the genomes here about 5.5 weeks ago. And this is our final trip to Lexington here in 2022, at least the regular season. Line drive, and again, it's caught by Mercedes. They are zeroing in on Melvin's glove tonight, and he's now 2 out of 3. 1 out here in the fifth inning. Cesar Cuevas will come to the plate. Pugh back in the third inning, and Jorgen in the second, also drilling a line drive somewhere between belt and chest high to the Barnstormers' second baseman. 1 out, nobody on base. Cuevas the batter. 0 for 1 on a strikeout for him tonight. Ball getting the sign from Shaver. He deals, and it is 1-0. The pitch off the inside corner. Cordero, Clark, and Shaver, the 3 right-handed batters, are scheduled in the 6th inning. The next pitch, Cuevas will take a strike here, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. Lancaster 2, Lexington 1, bottom half of the 5th inning. Ball to the plate, check swing, and a bouncer up the first base line, but a foul ball. Though we learned earlier tonight that you have to keep an eye on those. Colton Shaver hit a ball that caromed off the side rail, better known as the edge of the so-called grass on the first base side. Swung on and missed. That will set down Cuevas swinging for the second time, and Ball has his 7th strikeout. Remember, the season high by a Barnstormer is 12, set by Cameron Gann. Brent Teller has struck out 11, and Oscar De La Cruz had 10 strikeouts when he faced Southern Maryland. 2 gone here. Boog Powell, the batter. He has grounded out and struck out. The first pitch finds the inside corner. It's 0-1. Lancaster ahead by 1. It's been all about the starting pitchers, though, the last couple of innings. They have taken control. The ball missing, I think, low. And to Powell, it is 1-1. Tillman Pugh is the on-deck hitter for Lexington. Niall ready to go, and Powell hits this in the air, right center field. Back on it goes the center fielder Dunston to the gap. He'll make the catch. And now it is 11 of 12 set down by Ball. Nothing doing in the bottom of the 5th inning. And at the end of 5, Barnstormers lead it 2-1.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
They say to truly understand someone, you must walk a mile in their shoes. Well, at Lexus, we designed the ES with you in mind every step of the way. From class-leading legroom in the back to positioning the touchscreen 4 inches closer to you in the front. Everything in the Lexus ES, a direct reflection of you. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
2022 ES versus 2021-2022 competitors. Information from manufacturers' websites as of 5/3/2021.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 11th all the way through September 17. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Youth Baseball tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster and Play It Again Sports.
Still 2-1 Lancaster through 5 on the Major League scoreboard. One final this afternoon. The Cleveland Indians in the opener of a day-night doubleheader edged the Minnesota Twins 3-2. Those two clubs going back and forth. Did I say Cleveland Indians? I'm living in the past. Cleveland Guardians defeated the Minnesota Twins 3-2. First of a doubleheader. And they really are fighting it out for control of the AL Central. There's some thinking that the White Sox can still slide in there ahead of the two. No score in the second game in the top of the third. Washington 1-0 over Pittsburgh, bottom half of the third inning. Atlanta owns a 3-1 lead, top half of the third over the Phillies. I read today about Kenley Jansen, which is a bit scary. He's having heart issues and goes on the DL until they get that cleared up. The first pitch to Andretti Cordero is past everything and to the backstop on a hop. Andretti has been hit by a pitch and singled in a run tonight. That's the last man to reach base for the Barnstormers. It broke the 1-1 deadlock, and we're still there. 1 ball, no strikes to Andretti. Next delivery, and he hits a pop-up first base side. That will get to the seats. Comes down in an empty one. It's not a bad turnout tonight for a Tuesday. 1-1, the count to Cordero. Clark and Shaver, the 3 right-handed batters in Ross Peoples' lineup tonight, following here in the 6th inning. 2-1 Lancaster. Cordero bats at 1-1. Here's the pitch off the outside corner. Andretti with the advantage at 2 balls and a strike. Schneider giving Lexington maybe some more innings than they thought they would get out of him, but he's been very solid here. 2-1, smashed up the middle, base hit center field. And Cordero remains perfect. A leadoff single for Andretti, just the 4th hit for the Barnstormers in the game. And here is Clark, who's lined to center and hit a pop-up that had good hang time to it. Came down just to the third base side of the mound and flagged by the third baseman, Geraldo. Leadoff man is aboard for the Barnstormers for just the 2nd time in the game. The other time they scored the run, but that was Mercedes leading off the 3rd inning with a double. A little bit harder to get a guy over from first. Clark stands in, and the pitch he offers to bunt. It's a strike, 0-1. I think the pitch had the plate as well. Kenley Jansen, very good friends with Trayvon Robinson, undergoing a scary time, but it's happened to him before. Cordero not out to much of a lead. Clark takes a 2nd strike. It's 0-2. Schneider walked Mercedes in the 1st inning, walked Felice in the 2nd. But since then, he has been walk-free and really hasn't run many deep counts. No balls, 2 strikes to Ladarius. And the pitch outside and low. Good backhanded stop made by Jorgen. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Leadoff man on. The Barnstormers would like to be able to manufacture at least an insurance run out of this. Colton Shaver waiting on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Clark. The motion and the pitch Ladarius swings and hits a high fly ball to right. Jogging toward the line is Irvin. He'll bring that down, and there's one away here in the 6th inning. Shaver will come to the plate. Colton is struck out and hit a little chopper up the first baseline that looked for all the world like it was a foul ball, and there's a little bit of a lip like there would be on a grass field between the brown and the green carpeting. It hit that, and it was like playing the side rail on a pool table. The delivery to Shaver, and he hits one in the air. The center fielder Powell will come on for the catch. And that's 2 outs on easy fly balls. Excuse me. Following the leadoff single by Cordero. It brings on Robinson. Trayvon is 0 for 2 on ground balls. Elsewhere, Yankees lead Oakland 2-0. They're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Toronto 3-1 over Boston in the 3rd. Houston owns a 4-0 lead over the Mets at the end of 3. Here's a pitch to Trayvon. It is right there on the outside corner, strike 1. Schneider has been very effective here tonight. The Barnstormers have had the scratch and claw, but they've had a couple of key RBI base hits to lead it 2-1. Robinson awaits the 0-1. That is fired away. Ball 1, strike 1. And you know, we got so used to ridiculous offense in the Atlantic League last year that when we watch a game like this this season, you think, boy, something's off. The guys they're terrible at the plate tonight or whatever. No, the pitching around the league is better this year. And we don't have the automated ball strikes, which many felt was responsible for some of the higher scoring games that we had a year ago. Ball 1, 2 strikes. I don't know if the data bears that out or not, but it definitely seemed like we were having more pitches called balls last year. And that, of course, even if it's 5% more pitches called balls, will increase the scoring rather dramatically. And to Robinson, it stays well off the outside corner. Ball 2 and 2 strikes. Cordero still at first base with 2 outs here in the 6th. Robinson batting with another switch hitter, Anderson Felice on deck. 2-1 Barnstormers, 6th inning of baseball. Cordero has not been retired. He has half the Barnstormers hits. And to Robinson, 2-2. It's ball 3, just low. Cordero gets to leave now for the first time since opening the inning with that solid smash up the middle. Mercedes has been on twice. Felice and Lair once each. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Robinson. Cordero works his way off first. There he goes. The pitch is high, and Anderson Felice will bat with 2 runners on. 3rd walk given up by Schneider, the first since the 2nd inning. Felice is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And we're going to see a mound visit. We'll gather around Brett Schneider. And they're going to pull him. And it was Phillips out there and not J.J. Hoover. So Brett Schneider certainly turned in a quality performance tonight for this Lexington ball club. He was tough. He was out there throwing strikes. Now Anderson Felice is scheduled. He'll be facing, it looks like, a lefty. So with the change in progress, runners at first and second, 2 outs. We'll tell you all about this.
This season offers a whole line of new items from Otto's Hospitality. Dig into the world-famous Nathan's Hot Dogs. Take a trip to Otto's Cantina for a walking taco or your favorite adult beverage. Enjoy a helmet of Otto's meatballs or a sausage with peppers from the Broken Bat Deck. For the sweet tooth, there are jumbo chocolate chip cookies, Skyline cotton candy, and ice cream novelties. or simply snack on Emma's popcorn in a variety of exciting flavors. What a great way to savor your time at the ballpark, courtesy of Otto's.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Winston Lavendier, a left-hander, has come on in relief for Lexington. Brett Schneider coming out after about 90 pitches in 5 2/3 innings. 4 hits, he's walked 3 and hit 1. Along the way, 3 strikeouts for the spot starter tonight. Lavendier taking over. The left-hander, 6'2", 225-pounder, and soon, another 5.5 weeks, will be turning 30. He'll be facing Anderson Felice, who still needs to bat left-handed against a left-handed pitcher. We never know going into a game. It's not the general plan for Felice to do it. He's batting with 2 on, 2 out here in the 6th inning. Lavendier glancing around, and to Felice. Slider to start him off, a called strike. It's 0-1. It certainly puts Felice at a disadvantage to do this. The next pitch, he jumps back out of the way. Lavendier again trying to bring that one back quite a ways. Ball 1, strike 1. I mean, he's still listed on the roster as a switch hitter, but right now just not able to. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lavendier brings it home, and Felice goes chasing. It's 1-2. So one of these days, the Barnstormers will be at full strength, but this is just putting the team at a major disadvantage. They were just planning on turning Felice around to bat right-handed, I'm sure. He had to bat left on left against Austin Nicely the last time we played York. Pitch, a fastball high, 2-2. And he did have a base hit against Nicely in that game. But he's so unused to seeing pitches come in at this angle while batting left-handed, especially big breaking balls can be tough to manage. Here's a 2-2. Breaking ball, and he does manage it. He hits it well out to left field. Back on this, going Tillman Pugh, and Pugh is able to make the catch out on the warning track to end the inning. So good swing by Anderson Felice provides an almost for the Barnstormers. Most nights that goes. Instead, it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 runners are stranded here in the 6th inning. Through 5.5, the Barnstormers continue to lead by a score of 2-1.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Hey kids, join the coolest club in town, the Storm Force. The Storm Force is presented by the Lancaster Barnstormers and Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids under 12 get an entire summer of Barnstormers fun with 12 game tickets, a t-shirt and bag, the chance to go first when kids run the bases, exclusive activities, and coupons from Dutch Wonderland, Chocolate World, and more. Don't miss out on all the fun. Go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and sign up.
Very impressed with that swing by Anderson Felice. He came awfully close to what could have been a game-busting 3-run homer. Pugh making the catch just as he approached the wall, and that's a short wall out there in left field. It is only about 5 to 6 feet high. Now Niall Ball takes the mound in the bottom of the sixth. The one-run lead still there. Tillman Pugh will lead it off. He's hit the ball twice to Mercedes, once on the ground, once on the line. And the first time he hit it on the ground was the ball slapped off looked like the pitching rubber. It kicked high, giving Mercedes the opportunity to get behind it. Back in the first inning, Pugh has hit the ball better than any of his teammates ultimately tonight, but still 0 for 2. Ball into the motion, and he'll deliver a strike. It's 0-1. And I've noticed Niall now is working from the third base side of the pitching slab. 1 strike to Pugh. Phillips and Tejeda will follow. Next offering, and he has Pugh chasing a breaking ball. 0-2 from Niall, who has walked 1, struck out 7 through the first 5 innings tonight. Tillman Pugh bats 0-2. He goes chasing a swing and a miss, strike 3. Make it a season-high 8 for Niall Ball. That brings on Brandon Phillips, who has struck out and been hit by a pitch. That's no way to treat a birthday boy. Come on. One out, bases empty. Still a 1-run Barnstormers lead in the bottom of the 6th. Niles' pitch in on the hands and clubbed the left field. Way back this one goes. A leaping try at the wall for Robinson, and the walls will not contain it. Brandon Phillips celebrates his 41st birthday with a home run, and we have a 2-2 tie. It also breaks up the no-hit bid for Niall Ball. First home run of the year for Phillips, and we have a tie ball game now. In the side, Robinson did what he could to save it, but Trayvon unable to bring that one back in. So the one Georgia native gets to the other. Here in the 6th inning, Isaias Tejeda will step in. He is grounded to third, and he is struck out. Tie ball game, bottom of the 6th inning. And Ball will just have to shake that one off and focus in on Tejeda. Here is the pitch, and Tejeda almost gets hit. Ball 1 and no strikes. Lancaster and Lexington knotted at 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ball looking to throw a quality start here tonight. He's had 3. Tejeda looks at a fastball on the inner part of the plate. We get to 1-1. He threw a quality start and a win over York May the 19th. And one against Wild Health the 16th of June. Grounded to short. Felice will take it and deal across the diamond to get Tejeda. 2 down. And Phil Irvin will step in. He has been hit by a pitch, and he is flied out to left. He also threw one losing to Gastonia on May 24th. So he's had quality starts in 3 out of the last 6, and a near miss the one before that. He's got one working here tonight. The batter is Irvin. The motion and the delivery fouled at the plate for strike 1. The inning started off with Ball wiping Tillman Pugh off the map. 3 straight pitches for strikes. But then Phillips connects for the home run to Irvin. Breaking ball missing. The count is even at 1 each. And that's after Felice almost made it 5-1 to close out the top of the inning. Sharp ground ball foul up the third baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Niall overall 57 in the 3rd innings and now 49 strikeouts this year. and just 18 walks. His overall numbers are pretty good. Up and in, and Irvin bats at 2-2. We talked about Niall and hitting batters in 9 of his 10 starts. That home run was just the 7th off of him this year, and York has hit 4 of them. High pop-up, just into fair territory. Colton Shaver will latch on to close out the 6th, but the no-hitter is gone, and the lead is correspondingly. Phillips with the home run to left, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 6 tonight here in Lexington, and still pretty much a pitcher's duel. The Barnstormers and the Lexington Legends tied at 2-2.
Are you sick and tired of washers that don't use enough water, or take 2 hours to clean and don't last more than a few years? Well, come into Gockenauer's in East Petersburg now and let us show you the Speed Queen commercial grade laundry. Built the old-fashioned way with warranties up to 7 full years. Gockenauer's will deliver and install your new Speed Queen, and we know you'll be fully satisfied with your purchase. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg, your hometown dealer for 73 years.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Knockoffs, copycats, imitators. They all share one thing in common. They always pale in comparison next to the true original. Just like the stylish and versatile Lexus RX. The crossover that paved the way for others. And it's still the best for one simple reason. Nothing else is as good as the original. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Trace Lair to face Winston Lavendier. We open up the 7th inning of play tonight, tied at 2. To Lair down the left field side, but slicing foul. It is 0-1. 2 runs on 4 hits and error, and the Barnstormers have left 6. 2 runs on just 1 hit. The home run by Brandon Phillips, no errors, and 3 runners left on base for the Legends here tonight. 1 strike to count to Lair, who has an RBI base hit and a called 3rd strike. Lavendier on in relief of Brett Schneider, comes back, and a breaking ball swung at and barely grazed foul. It's 0-2. Dunston, another pure left-handed hitter on deck, and then Mercedes, the switch-hitting second baseman. All facing Lavendier here in the 7th, and if anybody gets on, Kelly Dugan will be the hitter, so it makes perfect sense to have a left-hander in there right now. His breaking ball misses. Lair stands in at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Andretti Cordero having the big night for the Barnstormers offensively. He's had 8 3-hit games already this year. He's never gotten to 4. 1-2 on Lair. Fastball runs to the outside corner. Strike 3 called. And for the 2nd straight at bat, Trace goes down looking. 1 gone. And Dunston will step in. Sean is 0 for 3, so his streaks are on the line. 9-game hitting streak, 15-game on-base streak. And that's at the outset of his Atlantic League career. He's been with the club a little under 3 weeks now. Lavendier to the plate. Dunston sees a breaking ball come in low. Ball 1-0 here in the 7th inning. Tie score at 2 each. Defense largely straight away against Dunston here. Another breaking ball. This one over the plate. The count squares at a ball and a strike. Mercedes waiting on deck. Left-handed relievers have given the Barnstormers a lot of trouble this year. 1-1, high bouncer to first, taken by Tejeda, and right to the bag, 2 up and 2 down. So Dunston may not get another chance. Mercedes to the plate, Melvin with a long double back in the 3rd inning. Officially 1 out of 2 with a walk in the game tonight. Lancaster's offense has been largely shut down here this evening. And again, it's an offense that tends to be feast or famine. First pitch fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. We talked about the 3 wins that the Barnstormers have on this 12-game road trip, this being game 10, and they scored 11 runs in 2 of those games, winning 5-2 on Sunday. Into the so-called dirt on Mercedes. It's a ball and a strike. But in some of the other games on this road swing, well, they've lost 6-1, 4-3, twice. One of those in extra innings. Ground ball, his Mercedes got jammed. Waiting on it is Cuevas, but he's got plenty of time. Winston Lavendier throws a 1-2-3 inning. The Barnstormers continue to be stymied here tonight. We're at the 7th inning stretch. The score, Lancaster 2 and Lexington 2.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone, thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Dwight Smith Jr., Pete Jorgen, and Manuel Geraldo to face Niall Ball as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Brandon Phillips tied us up with a solo blast, straightaway left field in the lower half of the 6th. Ball has gone all the way for the Barnstormers. He has faced just 4 batters over the minimum. The home run, the only hit against him. He has walked 1, struck out 8. See, I managed to avoid saying no hitter anywhere in there. I'm not to blame for it getting away. Dwight Smith Jr. steps in. Smith has drawn the only walk given up by Ball tonight. And then he struck out back in the 4th inning. Defense will shift slightly over to the right against him. Ball to the plate. Foul ball rifled back. It is 0-1. Niles' pitch count is only in the low to mid 80s. He's got some room still to work here tonight. Scott Schumann is back. He is active. I don't know that we'll see him tonight necessarily, but we could if the Barnstormers should grab a 1-run lead. 2 strikes now on Smith. Ball looking to finish strong. May or may not go past 7 innings. He's given 7 each of the last 2 starts. And the 0-2. Smith looks at a fastball up top. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Tie score, 7th inning of play tonight. The Barnstormers got an RBI single from Lair in the top of the 2nd. An unearned run answered that. Now this is pulled into the right field corner. Smith with extra bases, playing it well off the wall is Clark. He hangs the throw, a dive towards second, and around the tag is Smith with a leadoff double. Ladarius Smith with a terrific throw to second base, a little bit offline. Anderson Felice dove back, and Smith got the hand in there. Leadoff double, the go-ahead run at second base in the bottom half of the seventh inning. And the catcher, Pete Jorgen, will step in. He is 0 for 2. But already on this road trip, 4 times the Barnstormers have led going into the bottom of the seventh in a single game or the bottom of the sixth in a doubleheader game and have gone on to lose. There's the bunt, and it is foul up the first baseline. 0-1 the count on Jorgen. Dwight Smith Jr. pulls a double into the right field corner. Both of the hits for Lexington off of ball tonight have gone for extra bases. The initial plan, anyway, was to have Jorgen bunt the runner to third. Boy, what a throw by Clark. We've seen him make those before. He played that beautifully. Jorgen squares around again. He drops a bunt down. Again, it is foul. And ball works his way ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. If you're asked to bunt, you really need to get it down, because if you don't, you're in a terrible hole unless the pitcher is wild. And Jorgen now has to battle back from an 0-2 count against Ball. The bunt likely to be off, although some managers say, hey, you get it done twice, you deserve the strikeout if you foul it off again. There's a swinging foul ball. And it will continue. No balls and 2 strikes. There are head coaches in the school ranks and managers in baseball who will put that bunt still on with 2 strikes in the count because they feel it's your fault if you haven't laid it down in the first 2. Still 2 strikes into the dirt, blocked by Shaver. It is ball 1, 1-2. Well, the start of the 7th inning, a little bit shaky for Ball here tonight. It's the first time in the entire game that Lexington has had the leadoff man on base. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Jorgen. Ball obviously would like the strikeout here to keep that lead run at second. 1-2 on Jorgen, the pitch. Breaking ball, it is right there, and strike 3 called. That is number 9 for Niall in the game. His season high. And with 1 more, he will become the 4th different Barnstormers starting pitcher to get the 10 in a ball game this year. And I would have to go back through the archives to see if that's ever been done before. And my inclination is no. But I would have to check to be sure. Runner at second is still Smith. 1 out in the inning. Manuel Geraldo, the batter, is struck out and lined to second. Ball will deal. It is upstairs. And a 1 ball and no strike count. Tie ball game, lower half of the 7th inning. Go-ahead run, stands at second. Ball to the plate, ground ball right side. Fielding it in the hole is Mercedes. They will cut down Geraldo as Smith advances to third. He's there with 2 gone, and the batter will be Cesar Cuevas, who has come up pretty empty against Ball so far tonight. He has been a strikeout victim in both the 2nd and the 5th innings. And he has struck out both times on a pretty minimum number of pitches, 3 or 4. Got to be careful. You can't have a pitch get away. Smith up the line from third to Cuevas. First pitch, fastball for a strike. It is 0-1. Ball trying to get out of the 7th inning to keep the tie intact. Dugan, Cordero, and Clark scheduled in the 8th. The pitch off the outside edge, but not by much. That was in a pretty good spot for Niall. Here is the 1-1 on Cuevas. Breaking ball to the inside corner. Niall has the edge at 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's working quickly, back with the 1-2, and it's grounded foul just to the other side of the on-deck hitter, Boog Powell. The count remains 1-2. I can't really see well into the Barnstormers bullpen to know if anyone is warming up there or not. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball up and away. Cuevas not tempted. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But this could be the end of the road for Niall, in theory. 2-2 is on the way. The pitch, he got him. Third time he has struck out Cuevas. 10th strikeout of the night for Niall Ball. No runs on 1 hit. With no errors, a man left. The go-ahead run stranded at third by Lexington. And through 7 innings, we are still knotted at 2.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries, plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Get out of the heat and dive under the sea this summer with Disney's Little Mermaid at Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Join Ariel on her adventure from the sea through the human world. Based off a 1989 animated film, Disney's Little Mermaid will keep kids young and old entertained. Performances are Tuesday through Sunday with matinee and evening show options available. Each performance also includes a buffet-style meal prior to the show. Call Dutch Apple Dinner Theater at 717-898-1900 or visit us at DutchApple.com to reserve your tickets today.
We go to the 8th. Dugan, Cordero, and Clark scheduled for the Barnstormers. And another left-hander has come on in relief. This is Daniel Gibson now for the Lexington Legends. Lavendier went 1 1/3, struck out 1. Barely survived a deep flyout by Anderson Felice back in the 6th inning. Gibson comes into this tie ball game. The Barnstormers would love to be able to get a run or two here in support of Niall Ball, who could still come out for the 8th inning. It would not shock me if he were to do so. Now, Gibson has taken over, 6'3", 215-pounder, 30 years of age. A former High Point Rocker is Gibson. On the season, 3-0 with a 4.29 ERA in 20 appearances. Kelly Dugan to lead it off against him. He is 0 for 3. The Barnstormers have been quiet at the plate tonight, and they haven't been able to drive the ball terribly well. They've seemingly made good contact, but they've gotten way underneath just about everything. The Mercedes double back in the 3rd inning has been the exception. That they're hitting balls off the end of the bat or maybe down toward the label. Nothing getting barreled up. Here is Dugan. He's flied out twice to right and grounded to second. Facing a lefty for the first time in the game. Gibson to Dugan, and Kelly goes chasing that. No balls and a strike. Now the Barnstormers' difficulties against left-handed pitching, specifically left-handed relievers, continuing into the ball game here tonight. Lavendier retired all 4 he faced. Gibson ahead of Dugan, 0-1. Cordero and Clark will follow. Top of the order scheduled in the lower half of the 8th inning. Powell, Pugh, and Phillips. Gibson at 0-1 jams Dugan. A pop-up on the third base side into foul territory. Comes Geraldo. He will make the catch. 1 out in the 8th, bringing on Cordero, who's perfect. 2 for 2 and an HBP for Andretti tonight. He singled home the last Barnstormers run all the way back in the 3rd inning. 4 hits for Lancaster, just 2 for the Legends in the game. Ball has turned in a terrific outing, and indeed, my suspicions were correct. This is the first time in franchise history that 4 different starting pitchers have struck out 10 or more in a game during the same season. Down low for a ball, 1-0. Teller, De La Cruz, Gann, and now Ball all have 10 strikeout games. 1 out, nobody on. A ball and no strikes to Cordero. The pitch is driven out to right. And again, it's just going to hang out there. Irvin back for the catch. 2 are gone, and it'll bring on Clark, who's 0 for 3. Only 4 Barnstormers have struck out over the course of the game tonight. 8 fly balls to the outfield, but the Barnstormers simply aren't laying the heavy lumber on very much tonight. 2 outs, base is clear. 6 in a row have been retired by the lefties. Clark, the club's best hitter against left-handed pitching, stands in. And Ladarius, first pitch is a little bit high, ball 1. Colton Shaver waiting on deck. The only other season or seasons in which 3 different pitchers have struck out 10, 2016, there were 4 games where it was accomplished. There's a chop foul and it's 1-1. But Kelvin De La Cruz did it twice, and in fact in successive outings against Sugar Land and Southern Maryland. Brian Evans struck out 13 in a game, and Terry Doyle had a 10 strikeout game. So it was 3 different pitchers, 4 different occurrences. Here's the 1-1 to Clark. Breaking ball taken low. 2 balls and a strike. It was done in 2010 4 times, but Eric Young did it twice. And then Sean Thompson and Wayne Franklin, a couple of lefties who weren't Barnstormers terribly long, each had an 11 strikeout performance that year. Young wasn't around too long either. Here's a 2-1. Clark drives a foul straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 8th, tied at 2. This has been an extremely well-pitched game on a night where it just seems like the ball isn't going all that well. If it does, it's to left. Right field seems to be a dead zone tonight. Felice almost getting 1 out to left, and then the very next half inning, Phillips did. To Clark, 2-2. He drives the ball to right center field, but nothing to it. Gliding over is Powell for the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th. The Barnstormers and the Legends knotted still at 2 apiece.
Hi everyone, Adam Gochenauer from Gochenauer Appliances, and I'm excited to tell you about a new addition to the Gochenauer's family this summer season. We are now selling Titus Gas Grills. Titus Gas Grills gives you a high quality, all stainless steel grill at an affordable price, and the best thing is you can assemble it yourself in just 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. Stop by to see this great grill now and mention this ad to receive a free gas grill cover with your Titus Grill purchase. Gochenauer's in East Petersburg.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Off's Excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
The Barnstormers have gone to Chase Johnson to work the bottom half of the 8th inning. And if you're familiar with the work Chase has turned in this year, you wonder what bizarre thing is going to happen now, because this guy has been absolutely snake bitten. Johnson is 1-6. His ERA 4.25, 33 hits, 15 walks in 36 innings. That does not match up to a 1-6 record. He has come into some of these tight games, and generally one quirky player or another is involved. He'll be facing Powell, Pugh, and Phillips at the top of the Lexington batting order. No decision tonight for Niall Ball, who pitched spectacularly. 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1 and became the 4th different Barnstormer this year to strike out 10 in a game. He hit 2. He had at least 1 strikeout in every inning. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, and 2 in the seventh. Here is Powell, who is 0 for 3. Chase Johnson, the 6'3 Californian, ready to go with his work. And the first pitch to Powell is hit in the air on the left side of the mound. Trace Lair is there. He will catch it off to the side, as he often does. It looks scary, but he seems more comfortable doing it that way. 1 man down. Tillman Pugh steps in. Pugh is hitless in 3 tries as well. Shaver, Robinson, and Felice are the scheduled hitters for the Barnstormers in the 9th. Chase Johnson's task right now is to get them up in a tie ball game. We're in the bottom of the 8th, and the sun has not set yet. The combination of this game motoring along, and on top of that, the fact that we're just clear of the summer solstice. 1 strike to Pugh. Johnson ready to go into the motion, the pitch, bouncing ball toward the middle. That's going to split the difference and be into center for a base hit. Tillman Pugh on with the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th. Brandon Phillips will step in. Fresh off the home run, his last time up, spoiling the no-hit bid of Ball back in the 6th inning. Dwight Smith Jr. also connected against Niall with a double back in the 7th. The other run was unearned without the benefit of a base hit on a fumbled line drive that would have been an automatic double play had the ball been caught. And that was what created the issue. Pugh, the runner on. He's 4 for 4 stealing, so Johnson and Shaver will have to keep an eye on him. Tie score, bottom of the 8th inning. Phillips standing in. Johnson to the plate, and the fastball a little bit close. It is ball 1, 1-0. Chase looking to get a ground ball here. Brandon Phillips, 41 years of age as of today. Pugh out to a lead. Johnson comes to the set, the pitch, connects with the outside corner. The count is even at 1-1. 17 years in the major leagues for Phillips. And he had those numbers, a great career, not necessarily Hall of Fame type numbers. Johnson is outside for ball 2, 2-1, but certainly made his stamp on the history of the game. He had 275 with 211 home runs and 951 runs batted in. First 4 seasons, a bit player for Cleveland, and then he made his mark with the Reds. Fastball is high. Johnson now trails Phillips 3 balls and a strike with Isaias Tejeda waiting on deck. At the end of his career, Brandon with Atlanta, the Angels, and Boston, all with very short stints, going home to Atlanta. 3-1. Johnson gets the second strike on the outside corner. Phillips thought he had the walk. Cedric Coleman thought otherwise. And Phillips turns around and taps him on the back of the leg. He has become, and kind of always was, but here with the club that he owns, he's just out there having fun. He's become somewhat the consummate showman here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the set. Johnson to the plate, and that is low, ball 4. First and second, and Isaias Tejeda will come to the plate. Tejeda is 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a strikeout, and Johnson needs to pick up some outs here. The Barnstormers have not scored the last 5 innings. And it's another tight, low-scoring game in the late innings. And the Barnstormers, especially when they're facing lefties out of the bullpen, struggle in these contests. Tejeda stands in. Pugh, the go-ahead run at second. Phillips behind him at first. Johnson to the plate. Tejeda will look at ball 1 down low. And Johnson's in a lot of trouble here in this 8th inning. This is the 25th appearance for Chase. He is second on the ball club. Tyler Sullentrop, who's not here this week, has thrown in 27. Ross used him in 3 games over the weekend against the Ducks. To Tejeda 1-0, and again below the knees. He's not missing by much, but he trails Tejeda 2-0. Phil Irvin, the right fielder, waits on deck. Lexington a chance to take a lead for the first time tonight as we play the bottom of the 8th inning. Chase Johnson at 2-0 on Phil Irvin. The set and the pitch. That one a strike, and we get to 2-1. From up here, it's almost impossible to discern the difference among the last 3 pitches. Johnson back in the fight against Tejeda at 2-1. The first baseman hit a couple of ground balls against the starter Niall Ball tonight. Johnson could use one here. Pugh leads off second. Phillips again off first base. Infielders at double play depth. Lair well behind the bag at third. 2 balls, 1 strike on Tejeda. Johnson to the set. Here's the pitch, and it's hit on the ground to Felice. Out at second. Mercedes snap throw back to first in time for the double play. Exactly what Chase Johnson and the Barnstormers needed. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We're through 8 and on the way to 9. The Barnstormers and the Legends tied at 2.
It's no longer about answering the most emails or pulling the most all-nighters. It's about prioritizing what's most important.
Hey Lexus, give me directions to Eagles Peak Hiking Trail. Calculating route.
That's why the Lexus NX has an interface engineered to understand you and an available 14-inch touchscreen that's simpler and more intuitive. The Lexus NX. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Availability and accuracy of navigation system depends on many factors. Data charges may apply.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Well, the good news for the Lancaster Barnstormers is they'll be facing a right-hander for the 9th inning. We're in a 2-2 tie. Colton Shaver, Trayvon Robinson, and Anderson Felice are the scheduled hitters. And then in the bottom of the inning, Phil Irvin will be followed by Dwight Smith and Pete Jorgen. It's Austin Adams, the closer, coming in to keep the Barnstormers at bay in the 9th inning. Daniel Gibson worked a perfect 8th. The left-handed batters, or the left-handed pitchers, 7 for 7, setting down the Lancaster right-handed or left-handed hitters, whichever. 7 for 7, setting down the hitters. Adams coming on here in the 9th. Ex-major leaguer, a very stocky guy is Adams. 5'11", 205-pounder, and 35 years of age. He turns 36 in the month of August. Colton Shaver will start off the inning. Hitless in 3 tries here tonight. Adams in his 20th game, no record, 11 saves. Obviously not eligible for one here in the tie game. And he has a 4.74 ERA, 22 hits in 19 innings. He's walked 9 and struck out 25. Lancaster trying to break the deadlock, and I would imagine Schumann is warming up in the pen. But how much does Scott have after sitting out a month and a half? Would he be in any kind of a rhythm? We may be about to find out. 1-0 the count to Shaver. Adams comes back. Colton a check swing and a grounder foul to the first base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schneider, Lavendier, Gibson, and now Adams for Lexington tonight. For the Barnstormers, it has been Ball and Johnson. Great performance for Nile here this evening. To Shaver, here's the 1-1. Fouled over the rooftop on the first base side. Colton now trailing Adams with a count of 1-2. Adams picked up the save against the Barnstormers back on June the 12th. Fastball missing. It's 2-2. He struck out Shaver and Peroni, walked Torrance, and then Devon was thrown out stealing with the potential tying run at the plate. Here's a 2-2. Big breaking ball stays high, and Shaver bats with a full count leading off the 9th inning. Barnstormers with a run in the second, another in the third, 1 in the second, and 1 in the 6th for Lexington. Brandon Phillips tying the game with a home run. 3-2. Shaver with a pop-up foul off to the first base side, and again out of play. The big fellow will continue at 3 balls and 2 strikes, trying to reach base and get something started in the 9th. With switch hitters Robinson and Felice to follow. 3-2. Shaver waits again. Adams to the plate. A swing and a miss. Bottom fell out of it. 1 gone here in the 9th. Robinson to come to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. We could see Schumann regardless in the bottom of the 9th inning. Because obviously he needs to get the work in. Even if he's not in a very good rhythm, you want him to be. A week from tonight, the bell rings for the second half. Fastball is up, ball 1. I have not gotten the word as to when the makeup game against York is. And in theory, it should be played next Tuesday. And that game should be played first to close out the first half. For the Barnstormers, it will not close out the first half for York. A strange quirk to the schedule because York and Long Island did not play opening night, where everybody else did. 1-1 to Trayvon. Adams comes back and misses away. Robinson with the edge, 2-1. Trayvon never shy about taking a walk, especially not in a situation like this. Anderson Felice is on deck. Adams to the plate, swing and a miss by Robinson. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just 4 hits for the Barnstormers. Mercedes has the only extra base hit. And only 3 hits for Lexington, including a home run by Phillips and a double by Smith. Robinson with a swing and a foul tip. He barely got a piece of it to stay alive. He is still battling with the count of 2-2. Trayvon grounded out his first 2 trips tonight against Schneider before becoming Schneider's final hitter on the walk back in the 6th inning, at that time giving the Barnstormers runners at first and second. But the bullpen has retired 8 in a row. Robinson bats at 2-2. The pitch, this time a full swing and a miss. Adams has struck out 2 in a row, and it leaves the inning to Felice. Anderson, who almost won this game for the Barnstormers back in the 6th inning, the first man to face Lavendier. And Anderson was not looking good in the left-on-left matchup, and then all of a sudden took Tillman Pugh back to the fence out in left field to haul in what otherwise would have been a 3-run homer. And we wouldn't be talking about this 2-2 ball game. And Austin Adams in right now. Swing and a miss. It is 0-1. It will be right-handed hitting Irvin, left-handed batting Smith, right-handed batting Jorgen in the bottom of the 9th inning, trying to win it for Lexington. By all appearances, topper to first, and an easy chance for Tejeda. The Barnstormers go down 1-2-3 here in the top of inning number 9. Lexington with a chance to walk off through 8.5. The Barnstormers and the Legends are tied at 2.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Chase Johnson will stay out there for the Barnstormers. Tie score as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Phil Irvin, Dwight Smith Jr., Pete Jorgen scheduled for the Lexington Legends. We've been tied at 2 since the one-out solo homer by Brandon Phillips in the bottom of the 6th inning. The first hit off a ball in the game. Niall stringing together the no-hitter for 5 1/3, despite having allowed a run. It's not the longest that a Barnstormers carried a no-hitter this year. Brent Teller, in his final Lancaster performance, the night he struck out 11, carried a no-hitter into the 7th. J.C. Encarnacion broke that up with a double. Here is Irvin. He has been hit by a pitch. He has flied to left, and he has fouled to the catcher. Johnson to the plate, a swing and a miss, 0-1. And technically, that ball came down to Shaver in fair territory. 1 strike, the count to Irvin. Johnson used a double play to get out of last inning, keeping the tie score intact. Now Irvin will take a second strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Lair, Dunston, and Mercedes would bat for the Barnstormers in the 10th inning. Anderson Felice would be the courtesy runner at second base. Johnson trying to get his club there. Off the outside corner, wasted to Irvin. Ball 1, 2 strikes. The 0 is necessary, or the Barnstormers would lose their 10th straight one-run game on the road this year. Here's the 1-2, swung on and missed. Irvin is gone on strikes. The first for Johnson, the 11th for the ball club, and that has been about the average lately, at least in single games. Dwight Smith Jr. comes to the plate. He yanked a double to right field against Paul, leading off the 7th inning. And then Niall very calmly pitched his way through that inning. 2 strikeouts around a ground ball. Johnson kicks. He'll bring it home. Fouled back by Smith. It is no balls and 1 strike. The catcher, Jorgen, scheduled to bat next. Johnson brings it and misses. A little bit high and outside. Ball 1, strike 1. Last 10 Barnstormers hitters have been retired. There have been more threats on the Lexington side to break this 2-2 tie. In on the hands and fouled back just to the skyboxes off to our left. Second strike on Dwight Smith. It is 1-2. Time called. Dwight Smith Jr. You can't rub your hands in the dirt here. All you'll get is rubber pellets. And I think that's what he went to do. 1-2 pitch, high and outside, 2-2. I hadn't thought about that until just now, but it looked like Smith went to lean down and rub dirt on his hands to get a better grip on the bat. Sweep those rubber pellets all over the place. Those things kind of smell, too, when they get hot, just to let you know. Here's a 2-2. Inside, ball 3, and the count goes to full 3-2. I mean, imagine if that were your habit over all your playing career and you get to this. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Chase Johnson working to Dwight Smith Jr. The payoff is lifted down the left side, foul and out of play. So the matchup will continue. 3 balls, 2 strikes. One out in the inning. Johnson to Smith, who has some power. Here's the payoff, and it's strike 3 called. Chase Johnson strikes out his second in a row. 12 for Barnstormer pitching tonight. And Jorgen will come to the plate. He's hitless in 3 tries as we get closer to an extra inning game. Now, the Barnstormers won an extra inning game, which in some theory should count as a win in a 1-run game. But they ended up scoring 6 in the 11th inning on Friday night at Long Island to pull away 11-5. First pitch, fastball for a strike from Johnson. It is 0-1. Johnson gave up a seeing eye single to Pugh, then walked Phillips last inning on a 3-2 pitch, getting in some trouble, got out of it with the double play. Swing and a miss. He has Jorgen 0-2. Chase Johnson, a very slender man, but he can generate some pretty serious velocity. No balls, 2 strikes. Chase gets the signal. Here's the pitch, and that one fouled to the net. The count continues at no balls and 2 strikes. Johnson's fastballs are 94 to 96 here tonight. He's been known to hit 98. No balls, 2 strikes to Jorgen. Johnson will fire, and he will get strike 3 on the outside corner. He fans the side here in the bottom of the 9th. An impressive way to get the Barnstormers to extra innings tonight. It will be Lair, Dunston, and Mercedes stepping in the 10th inning. Anderson Felice will be taking his spot at second. We'll have some bonus baseball for you coming your way next.
Get out of the heat and dive under the sea this summer with Disney's Little Mermaid at Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Join Ariel on her adventure from the sea through the human world. Based off a 1989 animated film, Disney's Little Mermaid will keep kids young and old entertained. Performances are Tuesday through Sunday with matinee and evening show options available. Each performance also includes a buffet-style meal prior to the show. Call Dutch Apple Dinner Theater at 717-898-1900 or visit us at DutchApple.com to reserve your tickets today.
Being over 55 does not mean a ticket, it means 10 with the Silver Stormers Club presented by the Lancaster Barnstormers and Audiology Associates of Lancaster. Anyone 55 and over can enjoy baseball action at every Tuesday home game for only $50 on the season. That is nearly a 70% savings. Members also receive a special Silver Stormers t-shirt to wear proudly at the stadium. For more information or to sign up, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and look in the season tickets section.
Austin Adams stays out for his second inning. He threw 15 pitches, getting the side in order in the top of the ninth inning. And then it was a simple blitzkrieg for Chase Johnson in the bottom of the frame. And the two clubs are roughly at the same spot in the lineup, too. This game is deadlocked, 2 apiece, 2 runs, 4 hits, and error. Lancaster has left 6. Lexington, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. And the Legends have stranded 5. Anderson Felice trots out to his spot at second base. He is the courtesy runner. We have extra innings tonight. It has been, other than that, a relatively quick game. Second extra inning game on this segment of the road trip. Barnstormers also lost one at Southern Maryland. Here's the set. Trace Lair shows bunt, takes a pitch up and away. Ball 1 and no strikes. This will ultimately be a 12-game road trip. The Barnstormers lost 4-3 at Southern Maryland on the 17th. Then last Friday night, won 11-5 at Long Island. Third extra inning contest they played. Bouncer foul on the bunt try. Lair is up there at 1-1. And again, typically, if you don't score as the visiting team in the top of the inning, you're in a world of hurt. But the Barnstormers did get away with that at Long Island last Friday night. As a matter of fact, in the 10th inning, not only did the Barnstormers not score the runner at second base, they lost the runner at second base before anything else happened. And the Ducks just had to face 2 batters. Lair squares around again. He will look at a second strike. It is 1-2 to Trace, and now he pretty much has to swing away. The Lexington bullpen has retired 10 out of 10. Trayvon Robinson with a walk against Schneider, the last Lancaster base runner, all the way back in the 6th inning. Lair bats at 1-2. Ground ball left side. Diving play made by the third baseman. Throw to first just in time. Geraldo saved the run, a diving stop, and then he thought he might have a play on Felice, but gave up on that in time to get Lair. 5-3, the Barnstormers move a runner to third. Here is Sean Dunston Jr. getting an extra opportunity to extend his streaks here tonight. Dunston is 0 for 4. He hasn't hit the ball out of the infield. The infielders will draw in Geraldo, Cuevas, Phillips, and Tejeda. They're up to the edge of the green all the way around. Anderson Felice with decent speed anyway. The runner at third with 1 out. Dunston against Adams. And the pitch, ground ball, foul outside the bag at first, down the line. It is 0-1. That this is a situation where you almost have to drive in this run. You don't want to leave it up to Mercedes to get the run across, which in essence is par for one of these extra innings. The Barnstormers, 10 extra innings this year. They've only gotten the run home 4 times. They've given it up 6. Here's the 0-1. Dunston with a chopper to second. Coming toward the plate is Felice. He slides, and they have him out. The play will go 4-2. The plate umpire, Cedric Coleman, made sure that Jorgen held the ball. Dunston safe on the fielder's choice. He can't get the run home. The out goes down 4-2. But the catcher, Jorgen, appears to have gotten hurt on the play with the slide in from Felice. Dunston, the base runner, and I have to think he's probably going to steal now. He is 7 for 9 in that category. Great play by Geraldo against Lair, smothering the ground ball to keep the Barnstormers from scoring the go-ahead run. And now Felice, sent on contact, is thrown out on the perfect peg to the plate by Brandon Phillips. Jorgen may have gotten spiked in the hand there. He gets the mask back, and it gets a nice round of applause from the folks here in Lexington. The defense of the Legends keeping the Barnstormers from pushing the go-ahead run across here in the 10th inning. Jorgen may test a pitch or two here. He's going to play some light toss with Austin Adams. Now the Barnstormers have to work a runner all the way around from first. Jorgen would be the courtesy runner at second base in the bottom of the 10th inning. But that's almost a situation where they might want a pinch run. Even if Swihart's not available, you can always catch Tejeda. Not that he's doing as much of that at this stage in his career. 2-2, top of the 10th inning. And we have a brief injury delay here as they continue to tend to Jorgen. He held the ball, though, and Anderson Felice beaten by the throw home. I mean, you can't throw it any better than Phillips did. And he had to do it after waiting for the ball to come down. It was a high chopper to him. And now the medical staff for the Legends tending to the hand or the forearm. Looks maybe more like the forearm of Pete Jorgen. I have to believe, especially with Jorgen now and some kind of injury to his right wing, Dunston almost has to challenge it here and try to steal second. Mercedes will be the hitter when play resumes. Melvin is 1 for 3, a double, a walk, a run scored here tonight. Barnstormers in Lexington tied at 2, but Lancaster unable to, again, get the go-ahead run home from scoring position. Overall tonight, Lancaster 2 out of 7 with runners in scoring position, but in these latter innings, 0 for 3, there goes Dunston, and they're going to let him have the stolen base. The ball getting away from Jorgen anyhow. Dunston with his 8th steal, and Mercedes can now pick him up with a base hit. That was a given. There should be no shock to anyone there that Dunston was off and running. In fact, he went so early, Adams probably could have still thrown to first and gotten him in a rundown. Dunston leads off second to Mercedes. The 1-0 pitch is low. Dugan looms on deck for the Barnstormers. Kelly Dugan and Anthony Peroni, the two Barnstormers who have driven in go-ahead runs in extra innings. In Dugan's case, it won a game against the Revs on Memorial Day. To Mercedes, it is 3-0. Dugan is 0 for 4. He looms on deck against Austin Adams here in the 10th inning. 3 balls and no strikes to Mercedes. Wait, do you green light Melvin here? The walk fills in first base. It does get one of the league's best hitters to the plate. Here's a 3-0. Mercedes will take the walk. And it's going to be Adams against Dugan with the game on the line here in the 10th inning. First and second with 2 outs. Dugan steps in. He is 0 for 4 tonight. He hasn't been able to get the ball to go any distance. The 2 he's pulled to right field. He has also grounded to second and fouled to third. Needing a base hit here to score Dunston. He would be awfully tough to throw out at the plate. Dunston at second, Mercedes trailing at first. Here's the set, and Dugan swinging a miss. Bottom fell out of it. Again, Kelly, and we haven't said this very often this year, and we haven't had a cause to, but he seems a little cold right now. He seems a little perplexed at the plate, and it's just been the last 3 games. 1 strike to him from Adams. Dunston off second. He's the key guy to Dugan inside and low. It is ball 1 and strike 1, but still, would you rather have anybody else up other than Kelly Dugan right now? I don't think so. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to the Barnstormers' first baseman. 4 for 15 with a home run in this season series. He doesn't need the long ball here. He needs a base hit to score Dunston. Adams to the set. Here's the 1-1. Dugan takes a fastball up. 2 balls and a strike. On deck is the Barnstormer DH Andretti Cordero, who has 2 of Lancaster's 4 hits in the contest. Dugan ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. 2 on, 2 out, top 10 in a 2-2 ball game. Here's the set. Dunston takes off for third. A swing and a miss. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dunston stealing now his 9th in his less than 3 weeks with the Barnstormers. But Dugan is batting at 2-2. It will take any kind of a base hit or a mistake now for the Barnstormers to grab the lead. They have the go-ahead run back at third. Here's a 2-2 on Dugan. He lets it go. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So now no mystery about Mercedes. He will be on the move as well. Dugan batting at 3-2, looking for a go-ahead base hit here in the 10th inning. The Barnstormers have had the courtesy runner thrown out at the plate. They've had to reload. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dugan takes ball 4, and now it will be up to Cordero. Adams has walked 2 here in the 10th inning. Bases loaded. Cordero is 2 for 3 with an RBI here tonight. He has also been hit by a pitch. Andretti, the man who has batted with the bases loaded far more often than anybody else on this club this season. And he gets yet another chance here in the 10th inning tonight. Runners lead from everywhere. Cordero with the bases loaded is just 2 for 12. Adams ready to go. Cordero with a high bouncer to third, handled by Geraldo, who makes the quick strike to second. They force out Dugan 5-4, and they get Cordero, and now Lexington with a fairly easy chance to walk off in the bottom half of this 10th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the Barnstormers strand 3. We're headed to the bottom of the 10th. The score is Lancaster 2 and Lexington 2.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
They say to truly understand someone, you must walk a mile in their shoes. Well, at Lexus, we designed the ES with you in mind every step of the way. From class-leading legroom in the back to positioning the touchscreen 4 inches closer to you in the front. Everything in the Lexus ES, a direct reflection of you. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
2022 ES versus 2021-2022 competitors. Information from manufacturers' websites as of 5/3/2021.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 11th all the way through September 17. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Youth Baseball tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster and Play It Again Sports.
Well, it's West Tunnel now for the bottom of the 10th inning. Tunnel picked up his first Atlantic League save on Sunday. Gave an infield single and a walk in the bottom of the 9th, but got a double play after the infield base hit and never really jeopardized the 5-2 lead. There will be a courtesy runner momentarily out at second. Officially, it will be the catcher Jorgen, and that is who's going out there. The batter will be the third baseman Geraldo, who saved the run in the top of the inning. Barnstormers leaving the bases loaded. Again, the ability for this team to drive in the go-ahead run is just not there. The one game they lost 2-1, 0 for 14 with the go-ahead run in scoring position. Geraldo, the lefty hitting third baseman, steps in 0 for 3 in the game tonight. If I'm the Legends, I have him swing away here. Never been a huge fan of bunting with the runner at second base anyway. The corners play in, and he does square around. He pops the bunt up, but it will come all the way back to the crowd. No balls and 1 strike. Wes Tunnel has done a very good job, and I like him out there in this situation because he doesn't give up many hits. He strikes out his fair share of batters. 14 games, no record, a 2.7 ERA, 16 2/3 innings, 9 hits. He has walked 11 and struck out 15. Obviously, the walk is not nearly as harmful here as the base hit. Geraldo squares around again. He gets the bunt down. Tunnel will go to third, and after a bit of a dance by Jorgen, they tag him out. And that is huge for the Barnstormers. Safe at first on the fielder's choice is Geraldo. The out will go 1-5. And that dials the Legends back to where they're in a similar pickle to where the Barnstormers had been in the top of the inning. You've got Geraldo at first base with 1 out. Cesar Cuevas is the scheduled batter, but that is not who the Barnstormers are going to see. A pinch hitter is stepping in. Montrell Marshall will bat for Cuevas, who struck out all 3 times that he faced ball here tonight. And then Marshall could play third, and I guess Geraldo shortstop should we get to the 11th inning. Tunnel to the high set, and the pitch to Marshall, check swing, and a foul ball right to the on-deck hitter, Boog Powell. 1 strike on the big Montrell Marshall. One of the larger left side infielders you'll see, 6'5". Of course, the Pirates now have that 6'7" shortstop. As long as you're limber enough, you can get away with it, I suppose. But talk about going against tradition. The anti-Patek. Freddie Patek was like 5'4". Augie Ojeda was 5'5". He was a middle infielder for the Orioles and the Cubs. Montrell Marshall batting with 1 strike in the count. Geraldo, the runner at first base. He has 3 steals, held over there by Dugan. Tunnel again to the high set. Runner holds, the pitch is swatted foul, slicing out of play down the right field line. Night has finally fallen here on Lexington, and it's taken us to the 10th inning to do it. Still some visible sunlight, waning colors of dusk over the left field wall here. 0-2. The count to Marshall. Tunnel to the plate, and he just missed his fastball a little bit up. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. Should we get to the 11th, Cordero will be the runner at second base. Clark, Shaver, and Robinson would be the hitters. Barnstormers without a hit since the 6th inning. And to Marshall, off the wrist, a liner into right field for a base hit. The runner, Geraldo, holds at second base. Marshall comes through as the pinch hitter. First and second, and now you get the left-handed batting Powell up. He is 0 for 4 here tonight, and Tunnel will need a double play ball. We've been tied at 2 since the Phillips homer in the bottom of the 6th. Lexington, even though losing the courtesy runner, with a chance to walk off here on a base hit. Geraldo at second, Marshall the runner at first, and Tunnel will now try to get the double play grounder. Powell stands in, Chance to win it for his club. First pitch is a called strike from Tunnel. It is 0-1. Each side now with 4 hits in the ball game. The Barnstormers have left 9 runners on base here tonight. At the moment, just 5 for Lexington. One strike to Powell. Tunnel with a breaking ball gets it lifted foul out of play to the left. Again, West is ahead, 0-2. Tillman Pugh, the left fielder for the Legends, waits on deck. Niall Ball with a terrific start for the Barnstormers here tonight. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, a walk, and 10 strikeouts. Barnstormers unable to back him with very much. And a Powell 0-2. He got him to swing and miss. Tunnel coming with a slider down and in. Well, that is a big second out. It's the 14th strikeout for Lancaster pitching tonight. And here is Pugh, 1 for 4. He had a single his last time up. That came against Chase Johnson in the 8th inning with a grounder up the middle. A similar stroke would win this one for the Legends. All they're intent on doing is getting Geraldo home from second base. Marshall behind him at first. 2 outs in the inning. Tunnel goes to work on Pugh. The right-hander sets, brings it home, and Pugh looked bad on that. A swing and a miss. It's 0-1. He had an ugly-looking at-bat back in the 6th inning against Ball. He went down swinging on 3 straight. And that was right before Phillips popped the home run out of here to tie things up tonight. No balls and 1 strike to Pugh. Runners at first and second, 2 are out. Tunnel, that high set, hands out in front, brings it home, swing and a miss again. He has Pugh at no balls and 2 strikes, the one-time Black Sox player, Tillman Pugh. And he stood out in one of those exhibition games years ago. Geraldo leads off second. Marshall off of first base. 0-2 to Tillman Pugh. Here's the pitch. He lays off the third one. Tunnel missing outside. Ball 1, 2 strikes. He thought about going for that. And now Shaver and Tunnel might have to change the plans here against Pugh. Winning run at second base, bottom of the 10th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tunnel gives him another breaking ball. This is popped up. Tough play. Racing back on it. Shaver racing over is Mercedes. And Melvin Mercedes with a heck of a play to send us to the 11th inning. The Barnstormers get out of it on a crazy pop fly. Almost dropped in down the right field line with 2 outs. It certainly would have won the game instead. We get to the 11th inning of baseball here tonight. Second time on this trip. We've gone 11 through 10. We're tied at 2.
This season offers a whole line of new items from Otto's Hospitality. Dig into the world-famous Nathan's Hot Dogs. Take a trip to Otto's Cantina for a walking taco or your favorite adult beverage. Enjoy a helmet of Otto's meatballs or a sausage with peppers from the Broken Bat Deck. For the sweet tooth, there are jumbo chocolate chip cookies, Skyline cotton candy, and ice cream novelties. Or simply snack on Emma's popcorn in a variety of exciting flavors. What a great way to savor your time at the ballpark, courtesy of Otto's.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Well, we've got a ton of changes defensively. Montreal Marshall did not remain in the game to go to third base. Brandon Phillips heads over there. Geraldo does go to short. Tillman Pugh has come in to play second base now. And there is a new left fielder, and that is T.K. Kuntz. We saw him play center when Lexington visited Lancaster. We also have a new right-hander on the mound, Austin Adams, out after 2 innings. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts for him. There is a right-hander in, and I haven't been able to, it's 20-something. My guess is Mason Cole, perhaps. It's either Mason, no, it's Yaramil Geraldo. He is the new right-hander. It was 21 or 23. I was never able to pick up the second number. Geraldo to be facing Clark, Shaver, and Robinson. Andretti Cordero on his way out to second base. The Barnstormers were in all kinds of trouble at Long Island on Friday night. They got out of the 9th, and they got out of the 10th. Cole Aker doing a fabulous job, never allowing the runner Sam Travis to leave second base in that 10th inning. Now here is Ladarius Clark, hitless in 4 tries tonight. He's going to swing away. He misses against Geraldo. No balls and 1 strike. You have Geraldo and Geraldo behind him at shortstop. Brandon Phillips at third. Tillman Pugh at second. No balls, 1 strike to Ladarius. He tries to bunt his way on and fouls that to the net. It is 0-2. The Barnstormers have not been able to get a bunt down in now 3 attempts over the past couple of innings with that courtesy runner out at second. 0-2, the count on Ladarius. Shaver waits on deck. The pitch waved at, and Clark is gone on strikes quite quickly here in the 11th inning. And that now for the Barnstormers is 0 for 5 with the go-ahead run in scoring position. Colton Shaver stands in. He, too, is hitless here tonight. Dugan, Clark, and Shaver all without base hits in the same game. Wow. To Colton, a ball is off the outside corner, 1-0. Trace Lair has 1 hit. Melvin Mercedes 1, and Andretti Cordero 2. Sean Dunston still has not been officially on base tonight. Fielder's choice doesn't count. Shaver went on the swing. He didn't think so, and it's a ball and a strike. Lancaster looking to pick up Cordero. Pugh will be the runner at second base when we get to the bottom of the 11th inning with Phillips, Tejeda, and Irvin to step in. Shaver with a swing and a miss. He went down to a knee, and it is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lancaster left the bases loaded in the 10th inning. Cordero grounded into a force. Trace Lair almost gave the Barnstormers the lead. Manuel Geraldo with the diving stop over at third to get him in on the hands and fouled back by Shaver. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The Barnstormers may very well stick with Tunnel for the bottom of the 11th inning. 1-2 here on the catcher Shaver. He has struck out twice, nubbed out up the first base line, and flied out to center. 1-2 offering. He checks on the swing. He did not go there. Colton's a pretty mild-mannered guy, but you might have seen some fireworks if he had been rung up on that one. He wasn't terribly happy on the first call. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Colton Shaver. He started the night batting .276. An extraordinarily low-scoring game for this ballpark. In the 11th inning, tied at 2, Shaver takes a fastball inside. He has run the count to full, 3-2. Trayvon Robinson is the Barnstormers on deck hitter. Both clubs have had a couple of loud outs tonight. Melvin Mercedes has held on to a couple of line drives. He saved the game with that running catch in the bottom of the 10th. Shaver, base hit up the middle. Here comes Cordero. Here comes the throw. Here is the tag, and he is out at home plate. The throw from Boog Powell cuts down Cordero. Shaver ends up at second. 8-2 for the second straight inning. The Barnstormers have had the go-ahead run thrown out at home. Shaver comes up with the base hit. Cordero is just not that fast of a guy. Ross sent him. I think he felt pretty compelled to there. But Powell with the throw even up the third base line a little bit. Cordero could not get around Jorgen's tag. And the Barnstormers have their fifth hit, but they don't have their third run. Shaver, now the runner at second. Robinson, the batter, is 0 for 3 with a walk. Here is the pitch, and Trayvon takes high for a ball. It is 1-0. Well, Lancaster got the hit that it needed, but they didn't have the speed they needed. If that's Felice last inning or Dunston, they score the run on that base hit. Now Robinson scalds a base hit into right field. They're going to challenge Irvin, and no. Shaver has to hold up at third. So two guys now have base hits with the go-ahead run at second. The Barnstormers a little bit more conservative with Colton Shaver here in the 11th inning. Back-to-back ringing hits, Shaver and Robinson off of Yarmiel Geraldo, but Anderson Felice will also have to do it. Felice 0 for 3 with a walk tonight and a run scored. 6 hits now for Lancaster. Those have been a couple of solid singles. And now in retrospect, Giroux having Cordero sent, he would have scored on the base hit by Robinson. Felice stands in with men at the corners. Ball one is outside and low. Trace Lair is the Barnstormers' on-deck hitter. Well, Lancaster getting the key hits now, but still unable to score the go-ahead run. 2 apiece. Shaver up the line from third to Felice, a swing and a miss. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Trace Lair on deck should he get the opportunity. The hard-throwing right-hander Yarmiel Geraldo, but the Barnstormers have been able to do some damage here, and now Jorgen, who got nicked on a slide by Felice last inning, is coming out of the game because he just got hit by that foul tip, and it looks like catchers are going to have to be changed. The defense is completely realigned for this Lexington ball club to begin with. Jorgen pulling himself out of this game right now, and we're going to have to wait for a replacement to don the gear down in the dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike on Anderson Felice. The Barnstormers batting in the 11th inning. The ball game is tied at 2. And there's going to be a meeting on the mound first. And this would not count as a timeout, but at this point in the game, it doesn't matter. Neither club has had a mound visit all night. So Blake Swihart has come out to catch, taking over for the banged-up Jorgen here in the 11th inning. If the Barnstormers had had a pinch runner, you would have seen it in the 11th. But Jake Hoover's still a little banged up, problem with a knee. And the other guy on the bench is Anthony Peroni, and you're not going to pick up any speed there. It's still Ross just not having the moves. Devon Torrance available. He's out there in this inning, and there's a run on the board. At least one. Now up and away, ball 2 on Felice. Lair still lurking in the on-deck circle. Lancaster 2 and Lexington 2 here in the 11th. Shaver at third, Robinson at first. Here is the delivery, and Felice flails at that. It is 2-2. Lancaster has done everything but take the lead here these last 2 innings. And it's in many ways just indicative of the way this first half has gone. 2-2 to Felice. Geraldo is ready to go, and the pitch. Ball 3 is high. That will turn Robinson loose. Not that it matters a great deal, but certainly more for the visiting club than the home club. 3-2 on Felice. A walk would simply load the bases. Lair would still have to come up with something. Here's the payoff. Felice spoils it with Robinson on the run. We will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Extra inning baseball for the 3rd time on this trip. The Barnstormers 1-1 in the overtime contest, losing at Southern Maryland and then striking gold at Long Island in the 11th inning this past Friday night. Here's a 3-2 to Felice. The motion, the runner goes. That is ball 4. It gets away from Swihart, but again, you've got Shaver at third and not the opportunity to score. Lair will now take a turn with the bases loaded. 6 walks picked up by the Barnstormers in the game. The batter is Lair, 1 for 4. He almost drove in the go-ahead run. And I think, had it not been for the play by Geraldo, that ball was hit slowly enough that I think Felice would have been able to get around back in the 10th inning. They're loaded with 2 outs. Lair stands in, the breaking ball missing low, and it is 1-0. Sean Dunston Jr. waits on deck. Shaver at third, Robinson at second, Felice at first. There's been an out at the plate in the inning. The 1-0 pitch off the wrist, fouled back. It is a ball and a strike. Lancaster's done everything but score here in the 11th. They've had a couple of ringing base hits, a walk. Lair bats at 1 ball and 1 strike. Geraldo ready to bring it home. It is ball 2 down low. We mentioned earlier tonight, Lair over the weekend at Long Island walked 5 plate appearances in a row. He certainly would not mind one here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Geraldo ready to go, and the pitch, it's ball 3, and Lair will certainly want to be patient with this one. 3 balls, 1 strike to the Lancaster third baseman. The bench pretty much exhausted now for the Lexington Legends. A pinch hitter scrambling the defense, now a catching injury. 3-1, Geraldo to Lair. Here's the motion and the pitch. It is ball 4 low, and the Barnstormers take the lead on the bases loaded walk as Shaver comes home. This is all developed with 2 outs in the inning, and Dunston gets another chance. Back-to-back walks here with 2 outs. They're still full. It is now Robinson at third with Felice and Lair trailing. The Barnstormers have the lead 3-2, but again, Lexington has the opportunity to score in the bottom of the inning with the runner halfway home. So you want to get something else across. Dunston will come to the plate. He's 0 for 5 tonight, and he gets yet another chance to extend his streaks, and this would be a great time to do it. Here's the pitch from Geraldo. That is low, and Dunston starts with a ball. It is 1-0. Shaver scoring on the walk to Lair. 3 more guys out there. 3-2 Lancaster in the 11th. Dunston at a ball and no strikes. Here's the kick, the offering, and Geraldo gets one across. He changed speeds and found the outer corner. Sean Dunston Jr. bats at a ball and a strike. He has not gotten the ball out of the infield in the game. Here's the pitch. Sharp ground ball. That will be handled by Tejeda. Race to the bag, and he beats Dunston there. The out goes 3 unassisted. The Barnstormers can't come up with a big hit late, but they do get a run in the inning, despite the courtesy runner being thrown out at home. There were a pair of hits with no errors, 3 men left on base for the second straight inning, and a total of 12 left on for the Barnstormers here tonight. We go to the bottom of the 11th inning. The score is Lancaster 3 and Lexington 2.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Hey kids, join the coolest club in town, the Storm Force. The Storm Force is presented by the Lancaster Barnstormers and Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids under 12 get an entire summer of Barnstormers fun with 12 game tickets, a t-shirt and bag, the chance to go first when kids run the bases, exclusive activities, and coupons from Dutch Wonderland, Chocolate World, and more. Don't miss out on all the fun. Go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and sign up.
Remember, tomorrow is a day game at 12:05. Barnstormers and the Legends in Game 2 of this series, which will conclude on Thursday night. And right now, no matter what the Barnstormers do, at least on the last couple of legs of this, what was originally going to be a 13-game road trip, they can't get out of a ballpark quickly. We have now played about 16 hours of baseball in the last 4 game days. Cole Aker has come on in the bottom of the 11th inning, eligible for a save here tonight. Cole was the winning pitcher at Long Island on Friday. He retired all 6 batters that he faced that night, so he gets another chance, and kudos to him. It also means that Scott Schumann either is not available or Ross wants to bring him back on a non-pressure situation. So Aker it is. Wes Tunnel pitched the 10th. Tillman Pugh will be the courtesy runner at second, and Brandon Phillips, who's now the third baseman, will step in against Aker. Cole has been very strong for the Barnstormers in his recent appearances, including the win back on Friday. He has not allowed a run in his last 6 2/3 innings over 5 appearances. And his ERA has dropped from very high to 3.55. Tying run at second, nobody out here in the bottom half of the 11th inning. Aker to Phillips, and the first offering is a called strike. It is 0-1. Johnson throwing 2 shutout innings, Tunnel 1. Aker trying to pick it up and hold the victory here in the bottom of the 11th inning. 1 strike to Phillips. Isaias Tejeda waits on deck. Aker ready to go. Breaking ball down and away, and a good save by Shaver there. Ball 1 and a strike. These extra innings have been rather tense, I would say. Lancaster had 4 straight batters reach in the top of the inning, but could get just 1 man home with the courtesy runner having been thrown out on the Shaver base hit. Swing and a pop fly out to right. Converging are Clark and Mercedes. Melvin lets Ladarius take it, which was wise for 2 reasons. Melvin going out could still tempt Pugh to bolt for third. Clark coming in, no chance. So that runner is still at second base as Phillips pops out. Isaias Tejeda steps in, 0 for 4 tonight, including a ground ball double play to kill the Lexington 8th inning. A base hit likely to tie it up, though you can't assume that. The Barnstormers with a great arm belonging to Clark out in right field. We haven't seen Dunston really have to throw very much, and Robinson can. Aker goes to work on Tejeda. Pugh leads off second. 1 out in this 11th inning. Swinging a foul ball back. Tejeda goes for broke. It is 0-1. If the 12th inning is brought around, the Barnstormers would have one of their two fastest guys, Dunston versus Clark. That might be a toss-up. But Dunston would be the runner at second to start it off. But that's if Lexington scores here, and the Barnstormers trying to prevent that. No balls, 1 strike on Tejeda. Aker is straight up on the mound, and he takes too long. Tejeda will back out. Phil Irvin, the right fielder, another right-handed batter, waits on deck. Lancaster 3, Lexington 2 in the home half of the 11th inning and the opener of a 3-game series. With the exception of the series in York, every opener on this road trip has been an extra inning game. Southern Maryland winning 4-3 in 10, Lancaster 11-5 at Long Island in 11, and now this one. Aker ready to go. Tejeda swings and misses, and Cole is ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. Aker very effective once again tonight. He and Brett Clark have been a couple of highly impressive pickups. Clark with no affiliated experience really at all, and Aker coming out of single A in the Cardinal system last year. 2 strikes, the count to Tejeda. Pugh still at second base. He's got some respectable speed. He's not necessarily a burner at this stage of his career, but some decent wheels. 0-2, the count to Tejeda. Aker glances back at Pugh. The runner stays put. The pitch is fouled over our heads. And it is still 2 strikes on Isaias Tejeda here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Talked about how the bullpen, if the Barnstormers are going to win the second half, the bullpen is going to be the key to any Lancaster success. And here we are, 3-2, bottom 11, and to Tejeda. Fastball is strike 3 called, and Tejeda is livid. He is giving it to Cedric Coleman. A called 3rd strike, and Phil Irvin will be the final hope for the Legends tonight. The Barnstormers pick up their 15th strikeout of the game. That is the 3rd time that we have gotten to that figure. Irvin, the batter. 0 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch, and he has scored a run. 2 outs with Pugh, the runner, at second. Aker, with an out here, can nail us down for the Lancaster Barnstormers. And we'll be back here in 14 hours. Cole to the set, and Irvin breaking ball foul to the right and out of play. Aker gets ahead at 0-1. He has missed with 1 pitch here in the 11th inning. Johnson, Tunnel, and Aker have combined to strike out 5 batters over the last 2 2/3 innings. 0-1 to Irvin, swinging a towering fly ball down the left field line, hooking toward the pole. That is a foul ball, says Cedric Coleman, and it's 2 strikes on Irvin. Phil Irvin almost won it. but the ball curled foul past the pole down the left field line. The Barnstormers survive, and maybe the luck is turning. Maybe, just maybe, you get away with that one with 2 outs in the bottom of the 11th. Oh, my. 2 strikes the count. Irvin back with another shot. Pugh leads off second. That would have won it for Lexington. And the 0-2. Ground ball. Diving pickup. Lair. The throw in time, and the Barnstormers win. Some great defense and a little bit of luck here in the bottom of the 11th inning as the blast off the bat of Phil Irvin goes foul down the left field line, and the Barnstormers win the opener here in Lexington, Kentucky on this Tuesday evening. Wonderfully exciting game here tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left for the Legends in the bottom of the 11th inning. Great job by the bullpen. It survives the scare in the 11th inning, and Lancaster pulls this one out. We'll be back to wrap this all up in just a moment. Our final score tonight, the Lancaster Barnstormers 3 and the Lexington Legends 2.
Are you sick and tired of washers that don't use enough water or take 2 hours to clean and don't last more than a few years? Well, come into Gockenauer's in East Petersburg now and let us show you the Speed Queen commercial grade laundry. Built the old-fashioned way with warranties up to 7 full years. Gockenauer's will deliver and install your new Speed Queen, and we know you'll be fully satisfied with your purchase. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg, your hometown dealer for 73 years.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Knockoffs, copycats, imitators. They all share one thing in common. They always pale in comparison next to the true original. Just like the stylish and versatile Lexus RX. The crossover that paved the way for others. And it's still the best for one simple reason. Nothing else is as good as the original. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Well, the Barnstormers win in rather dramatic fashion on a number of fronts here tonight. 3-2, the final in 11 innings, and the string of losses in 1-run games on the road for the Barnstormers comes to an end tonight. That is a big plus. This team is starting to figure out how to win. They're getting the great work out of the bullpen, and that is crucial. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 12 left for the Barnstormers tonight. And for Lexington, 2 runs on 4 hits with no errors and 8 men stranded. The win goes to West Tunnel. He is 1-0. He threw the bottom of the 10th inning, giving up 1 hit and striking out 1. The loss goes to Yarmil Giraldo, whose control got him in the 11th inning. He is 0-1. Cole Aker with the save. Another brilliant outing for Cole, but well, he came within a foot or two of ending up on the losing end tonight. The save his first. The only home run hit by the birthday boy, Brandon Phillips, his first of this season. Of course, he's part owner of the team here in Lexington. His brother manages, and he just pops into town, says, hey, I want to play for a couple of games. I believe he owns homes in Cincinnati and Los Angeles, from what I have heard. And, of course, with all the success that Brandon had at the major league level, he can afford to do this and enjoy life a little bit. So he hits the home run, his first of the season, on his 41st birthday. Time of our ball game tonight, 3 hours, 22 minutes, 27-61. The crowd here at Wild Health Field on this very comfortable Tuesday evening in Lexington, Kentucky on the 28th of June. Lancaster with the victory tonight Here's how it developed. In the second inning, the Barnstormers had 2 outs, nobody on. Anderson Felice picked up a walk from Brett Schneider, lest we forget how effective he was. Felice would then steal second. The Barnstormers had no trouble at all stealing bases tonight once they got on. And Felice from second base rode home on a base hit to the alley in left center field by Trace Lair, who put the Barnstormers ahead not once but twice tonight. That was 1-0. Then in the bottom of the second inning, Niall Ball had his only real spell of wildness tonight. He hit Phil Irvin with 1 out, then walked Dwight Smith. And with runners at first and second, 1 out, and the runners on the move, Pete Jorgen scalded a line drive, but he couldn't have drawn it on a straight line to Melvin Mercedes any better. And with that, the ball unfortunately didn't find Mercedes' glove. Melvin had it tick off the glove for an error. The run scored, and it was 1-1 at that point. The Barnstormers retook the lead in the top half of the third inning. A leadoff double to left center field by Mercedes. He went to third on a ground out by Dugan and came home to score when Andretti Cordero ripped a single up the middle. It was 2-1. From that point on, the Barnstormers did very, very little offensively. They only had 1 hit from Cordero's single in the third to the 11th inning, and Cordero was the one who had that other base hit. It was 2-1 going into the bottom of the sixth. Niall Ball with a no-hitter for 5 1/3 innings before Brandon Phillips slugged the home run to tie the score. The Barnstormers gave up a leadoff double to Dwight Smith Jr. in the 7th inning. Ball got out of that, finishing off the inning with his 10th strikeout of the night, fanning Cesar Cuevas for the 3rd time. Then in the 8th inning, Lexington had runners at first and second with 1 out. Isaias Tejeda wrapped into a 6-4-3 double play against Chase Johnson to end it there. We got to the extra innings, tied at 2 apiece. The Barnstormers with Anderson Felice on to start things off in the 10th inning. But the third baseman, Manuel Geraldo, robbed Trace Lair. There's that name again. He performed well in the clutch tonight. Robbed him of a base hit, a diving stop of a ground ball. Felice ended up at third with 1 out. And then Sean Dunston Jr. hit a high bounder to Phillips at second, but he made a perfect throw home. Anderson Felice was cut down. That was 2 outs in the inning. Dunston stole second and third as Mercedes and Dugan walked, but Andretti Cordero grounded into a force out, ending the inning and setting the stage for a very potential walk-off in the bottom of the 10th. West Tunnel coming in for the Barnstormers. But the first man up, Geraldo, bunted right back to the hill. Tunnel able to cut down the lead man, Jorgen, at third, and the Legends were never able to rebuild the inning from there. In the 11th, it was Cordero starting off at second base for the Barnstormers, and after Ladarius Clark struck out on 3 pitches, Colton Shaver worked a count to 3-2, and he lined a single into center field. Boog Powell came up firing, and he cut down Cordero at the plate. The Barnstormers were left with 2 outs and a runner at first, but the final out of that inning was tough to come by for Yarmil Geraldo. He gave up a single to Trayvon Robinson into right. That sent Shaver to third. Anderson Felice walked, and so did Trace Lair on a 3-1 pitch. That forced in the go-ahead run. Cole Aker took it off the sheet in the bottom of the 11th, though we had a heart-stopping moment on the drive from Phillip Irvin down the left field line that just hooked foul. The Barnstormers surviving tonight, winning by the score of 3-2 in the opener of this 3-game series. We'll be back with you at noon tomorrow for the middle game of this set. The Barnstormers will be facing former Somerset Patriots left-hander Thomas Dormany. And for Lancaster tomorrow, Brooks Hall will be making the matinee start. Join us at noon. Until then, for our video producer, Ryan Cortazzo, and all the cast and crew awaiting your arrival many, many times in the month of July at Clipper Magazine Stadium, and also for our presenting sponsor, Gockenauer Appliances of East Petersburg. I'm Dave Collins. Have yourselves a great evening, everyone. Get ready for a lot of baseball in Lancaster, and come the month of July, we'll see you at the ballpark.